every little detail, like what they wear and shoes and helmets and shoulder pads, everything. So when they come in, it's here it is. This is what you like to do. This is what you've worn. It might have been a different color helmet, different colored face mask, but let's get the feel. Let's get this right.
Man, give me my little flex, throw the visor on there. That's all I need. But cleats, cleats make the whole drip.
Feels good though.
Really place all that. That's the really good thing about it.
These are an XL pair right here. We got a gray orange pair here. You want to try those?
All right. So move your head up and down for me. Left and right.
It made it very real. You know, when I got drafted, it was really real. But, you know, to be actually, you know, to put on the gear, to put on the cleats and to put on the issue gloves and things like that, the helmet, you know, it's a certain pride that comes with that.
You know, I like this. It makes a big difference.
Man, it's crazy, man, just to see how, you know, amazingly blessed that we are to be in this position, to be able to, you know, further our careers and pass the collegiate with, and, you know, just coming here and work every day now. I feel relieved. I feel ready to work. I'm ready to go.
Appreciate it. You take that much side?
Yeah, that's cool.
You're going to get a guy that's going to come in and work and compete for a spot, and I'm going to give Cleveland everything I have.
Head up and down. Left and right.
It was kind of surreal, man. I felt like the first day of school. You know, I walked into the equipment room and I see all these, you know, I see the helmets and everything. I see my helmet with my sticker on it. It doesn't feel real, but it's here.
Happy to be here. Happy to have you.
They never get a second chance to make a first impression. So we want to be around those guys. We want to get to know them. We want them to get to know us, and they got to get to know their teammates and how to get around this building. I mean, a lot of it was acclimation to the way we do things. And I thought we accomplished that. I think the guys understand who we are here at the Cleveland Browns.
Smell like football.
How great is it that we get to tell everybody how Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance? So you only pay for what you need. I mean, sorry. What? No, buddy. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Okay, welcome to our first meeting together here at this mini camp. All of this is your JOB. We have some guys that were draft picks on here. We have some guys that were undrafted. We have some tryout guys. We have some guys that are eligible to be part of this mini camp. You're at this rookie camp. Your goal is to make the team. Okay, your goal is to make the team. I wish we could keep everybody. Andrew Berry wishes he could keep everybody. That's not the case. So your goal is to make this team first and foremost. And then lastly, that's what we're about. We're about work in this building, okay? That's what we're doing here tonight. That's what we're doing here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We are about that work. Be safe, and I'll see you guys in the morning.
There, Coach.
What's up, 2-0? Put your glasses on.
Yeah, man.
Did they give you superpowers, B. Lynch?
I think a little bit.
They give you superpowers, right?
Hey, they definitely do. That chain does.
Yeah, very different than the past years. So in the old days, you'd bring in your draft picks, your undrafted guys, and then a lot of tryout players that would come in for the weekend. So you could try them out, see what you got. And there were many guys over the years that you find in those rookie mini camps because you have varsity players. So really we honed in way more on individual instruction. So think of a player like James Hudson. He's there one-on-one, really one-on-three with Bill Callahan, Scott Peters, John DeCoster, and he gets individual specialized instruction.
Lower your center of gravity. Kick that foot outside your knee. How many times can you keep the left foot? At least 3 kicks for it. Keep it outside your knee. When you kick, I want it outside that knee. Okay? I don't want to kick and have this knee rolling out. You're going to roll over.
I mean, you're talking about a master class. You know, Coach Callahan, Coach Peters working with one guy for hours and hours a day. I mean, I don't think you could buy that on the street. So he wouldn't be able to afford it. That's like such a great lessons he's getting, and just one-on-one teaching. It's incredible.
You want to hear great news? You can take your mask off.
Oh, you can?
Just got a memo. Is that accepting?
So the CDC came out with their guidance the day before about masks indoor and outdoor. So a lot of the coaches were asking me, should we still wear these outside? And we hadn't heard anything from the league. So we just felt to be in compliance, yes, you got to wear your mask out. And word came out via Joe Sheehan that the NFL had said you could take those masks off. That was a good feeling to take that thing off and coach your guys and not have to have them, hearing you through a mask.
Melt you inside and break. I don't know if you're long throat this here. Okay? Set. It's gonna melt you to your right. Long one. Set 180. 180. Set, melt, break. Perfect. There it is. That's how it's spinning. There you go. Take that for the other coach.
Get on your 2-eye, get on your 3, get on your 9-line. All right, Super Bowl Sunday stances. Great stance. All right, you do not move until it's your this drill, deep tackles, obviously you got to keep the ball. We don't have a man for you to keep. Here we go. Don't fall for the hard count. Let's go. JG, get him going. Shoot your arm through. There we go. There we go. Up through. Me. All right, now.
I just think walking out onto that field and seeing the coaches instruct and seeing the players taking it in, even if it was at a very slow pace, some of those walkthroughs, I'm standing back there and the coaches are making corrections and the guys got the rep right the second time. And that's just the maturation that occurs with young players. Making mistakes is not a problem to make a mistake, but we don't want to make it twice. So that's what we did with these guys. We put them through the drills, made sure they understood what they were doing. If they made a mistake, we just corrected it. Shorty, this is the route you and I were talking about, right? This is the one, and Coach O'Shea's already talked to you about being under control, like when to go to the fifth gear, when to put it in the fourth,
Yes, sir.
because I promise you the corner's in a sweat when you're aligned there. So then it's just using your speed to your advantage and making sure that you're nice and.
Did you feel when he came off, you felt the speed, so you got all you got
I like
is
it.
under control.
Yeah, I like it.
You know what I'm saying? You just be under control.
Yep.
Feel your speed.
Their coaches are giving them so much information right now, and they're taking it in and they're going slow. But I just think that's the way you have to start. Come on, everybody. Water's warm. Think about this. So you just had a good work day, right? Had a good mental work day out here, physical work day. Going to get another one tomorrow, okay? Guys, there's so much information coming at you, you have to study. So you got to put the time in right now, and you got a bunch of coaches here that want to help you with that time, all right? All right, what's the most important word around the Cleveland Browns? Can you see it up there? Work's a good one. Team. Okay. So what we're gonna do when we break down, I'm gonna say team on 3, 1, 2, 3, and we clap. We don't want to say it. All right. Because when we clap in unison at once, that's what we're saying. We're about that team. Okay. So here we are. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice job.
Comfort, it's a vibe, and Skechers Beach Casuals have that casual look and feel that fits your style perfectly. They're lightweight, understated footwear that slip on and off for easy comfort everywhere your day takes you. Relaxing by the pool or just bouncing around town. For chill and comfort with Skechers.
Let's see. All right. Let's get rolling. So we're gonna talk some real stuff. My goal, fellas, is to give you guys what I've seen, honestly, over the last 6 years being here with the Cleveland Browns organization as it pertains to just ways that you can maximize or minimize your potential. Some of the things that I'm gonna say to you will prevent you from taking some missteps as you start to work towards your goal in your NFL career. All right. So that's a quote from LeBron. And you guys know LeBron, at some point, he was also a rookie. Right. The reason I pulled that quote out is because there's really no difference as it pertains to what he's saying when it comes to you. All right. Every one of you guys have a certain set of tools. You got a certain set of God-given ability. And then you got the opportunity and some choices that would allow you to make something.
Brew has a unique role with our players as a director of player engagement. He kind of answers a lot of questions for our young guys. He's that guiding force for them early in their career and kind of showing them
what they need to be doing off the field, what they need to be doing on the field. So he plays a huge role in our player development.
Some of you guys were drafted, some of you guys weren't. But every one of you guys have been taken from wherever you were, and you're right here in Cleveland now. This is the end goal. This is where you're trying to get. This, to me, is not the goal, it's the byproduct. And guys make the biggest mistake in their career when they put the byproduct before the product.
The interactions that he has with the players is something that's private. You know, I know coach will be aware of any significant issues that come up, but I think those guys having somebody outside of their coach where they can talk to them, if they have any personal problems. He's developed a great relationship. I think guys don't have any fear of going to see him.
I always ask him every time I see him, like, am I the only one blowing him up with questions? Because I feel like anytime I think so, I might ask him, like, in terms of, like, where to stay, what's going on here, what's going to happen, stuff. He's been very cool with it and very informative with it. I feel like I can talk to him for pretty much anything.
Again, I have no other goal, no other desire than for you to have complete success in the NFL, in Cleveland. That's my number one goal and desire.
There you go. Nice and easy. So ease right into this.
Today, we kind of wanted to assess and see the guys move a little bit as far as like their flexibility, where they're balanced, where they might have some weaknesses. Once we take them through all these drills, we can kind of say, hey, you know, this guy, his hips were kind of tight, or this guy's core was kind of weak, or, you know, just kind of figure those things out, give him some kind of a direction on, you know, where it is that we want him to go.
Like anything, what you put in, what you get out, focus on it. We're just going 10 yards. Those knees stay down low. You're about 1 inch off the ground. They creep up on you, your hip will come up too. Keep that tension through your core.
I'm not going to get too deep into this because we're going to share all of our thoughts with you as we go through the next few weeks. But we train movements, not muscles. The one common denominator for all the good players, no matter how big or strong you are, is at this level, you have to be able to move, you got to be mobile, and you got to be fast when you do it. There you go. Right over the top. Good. Good hips right there. Got to be able to bend at the hips. Got to have strong hips. Got to be strong between your chest and your knees. I'm not looking for a great athlete. I could care less about a great athlete. I need you to be a great football player. So you can jump over this building bound, but if you're an offensive lineman and you can't block the guy in front of you, it doesn't matter how great an athlete you are. You got to be able to do the job that we brought you here to do. We're not going to waste your time doing a whole bunch of BS just so you can look great or feel good or whatever. We're challenged with making you guys great football players. And that's what's going to help you do what you came here to do. Who's going to have called up today? You got answer. Hey, down there, right now. You got to redo that.
Dogs on 3, dogs on me. 1, 2, 3.
Dogs.
We're rolling. And when you go, lock your elbows. So arch your lower back. Lock your elbows right there, and just go like, you know what I'm saying, like this. And once you're locked here, you're going like this. You feel this? Yeah, just lock your elbows so you move from your shoulder, like everything's right there. Yep. Well, for me, at the rookie mini camp, it's really just evaluating the guys that you got. So you really want to evaluate them just to kind of see what talent, how much talent they have, what they're capable of doing. And that's why we move them around in different drills.
Keep your feet apart. Keep your feet apart. Oh, yeah. It's down. Look at it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, tight. Hands. Remember his flow. Nice job. Nice job. Good job, Jeremiah.
Keep your feet in there. Try to root. Try to anchor as fast as you can. Right on contact. Get there with all the speed, but no tension in the body. Boy, beautiful.
And there was plenty of mistakes, but you've seen guys start to get it and get better each and every day. I watch all the tape. So after the first day, second day, third day, it's just really exciting to see those guys get better every day.
Yeah, that's because as you went to throw your hip, you didn't get all the way around, so your foot hit out here, and all you got was one cleat. I showed you on video, and it slid. So get your hip as tight as you can. That'll bring your foot all the way around. Tight as you can. But hey, slip as much as you want.
Where's my receivers? I'll get it off here. Hold on.
There we go, tight end.
With the lack of bodies, we didn't really have a scout team in a lot of these scenarios. So it was all hands on deck, and we had strength coaches and coaches from our performance staff and you name it, lining up on offense to give a look to our guys. And it was walkthrough, which is a good thing for those guys because they would have gotten run over if it was a team drill.
So we grabbed everybody, equipment guys, video guys. I was playing the quarterback, but we really wanted to put together a full offensive unit so we could run plays and give them some run plays, some pass plays, so we can see them naturally react to like a more of a live situation. So it was fun to do. I found a little rusty.
Here we go. Oh, one-on-one. Run, let's get it. Like I see. Oh, there it is. Oh, easy. There it is. Like a team. Oh, I got it with the fake. Oh, you was gone.
We felt like the young guys picked it up so much that the walkthrough we had today, we just mixed all of our coverages that we put in. We gave them a run and passes, and they handled it really well. So this is exciting to get back into more of like a game plan in a normal practice field.
Good work. See, we was getting after it. We got better today, offense. We got better today.
There's some good young talent. Feels good to be on the grass, man. Because everything is like more robotic now because they're learning. But you can see you got some stuff to them. It's hard to get away from the DBs, man. I'm itchy, man. I'm itchy. I know. Well, yeah, I'm a DB coach at heart. I really feel good about the talent of the DBs. We had 3 corners and a safety. I know everybody asked about Greg. I thought he did really well. The thing that stuck out to me about him is very competitive, very smart, picks things up fast. But I think it'll be really good for the group just how hard he works and how much time he puts into it. Obviously, with Jock, you can just see the athleticism in him. Another very competitive guy. And Coach Tarver had him over there. I had to go over and tell him, hey, get this dude a water break. But, he was working hard, didn't want to stop. You can see he's going to fit into the group very well. And then the D-line position, just, all the guys, Malik, to Tommy, to Marvin, to all those guys over there, Romeo, they were all doing a great job.
So the rookies, they're really with us for the next 6 weeks. And it's time in the meeting rooms with them. It's time on the field with them. Again, it's them being around their teammates and getting to know each other.
Because we're always trying to get the camaraderie, just the guys interacting, and the veterans are looking at these guys, wondering how good they are. The young guys are looking at the veterans, wondering how good they are. It's really about the Cleveland Browns, not if you're the new rookie or you're the veteran.
You guys are in such a spot where you're so lucky with the time that you're getting with these coaches, because you're going to be showing up at training camp, you're going to be ready to roll, okay? Because you're putting the work in, and I appreciate that. Jay, okay. Great to see you.
Hey, team on two, 1, 2, team. DB. Yeah.
Microban 24 doesn't just kill bacteria once then stop. It keeps killing bacteria for 24 hours. Just spray and let dry to form a shield that's proven to keep killing bacteria for 24 hours. Touch after touch. Microban 24.
Are you ready to see who's winning these awards tonight? And the 2020 AP Coach of the Year is, help me, Kevin Stefanski, Cleveland Browns, yeah!
Thank you very much for this honor. I'm incredibly humbled, especially given some of the coaching that we witnessed this season around the NFL. My name may be on this award, but I think this speaks to the amazing support that I get day in and day out from my coaching staff at the Cleveland Browns. I'm very glad I don't have to do this by myself. And then the players. It helps to have good players. And I appreciate how they worked every single day, week in and week out, how they fought. I appreciate that for those guys. Again, thank you for this award. Go Browns. I was talking to Wyatt and Jack, and I saw Greedy. I saw JoJo for the first time in a while. Delta looks great. What's up, guys? Long time no see. Good to see you.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We have Coach in the room. We'll follow our similar format to ask a question.
All right, good to see everybody. Normally we'd be doing this down in Indianapolis, but this will have to do. You know, as we sit here in March, our focus as a staff, as a team, is we have to get better. We have to improve and really pull this thing apart and find ways to improve schematically. We have to evolve. And as we move forward into this offseason, we'll see how it all shakes out. But the fact that we're bringing all of our coaches back, I think, is a very, very big deal. And I'm very proud of that fact.
I think coaching continuity is a huge deal, and we're so fortunate to bring everybody back. I think in year 2, we understand each other, we understand the scheme, we're pushing each other, and I think that should, in theory, show up with the players as you begin to teach your systems again.
I'm really proud of what Coach Stefanski was able to do from day one, from the first meeting we had on Zoom, and starting the process of what type of culture that we were going to have here under him.
The way he's pulled us together when we weren't even in the same states in the off season, and how we had that connection and that feeling of brotherhood between one another. It's hard to do.
This is an outstanding place to work, and it starts with Coach Stefanski. I mean, he's always pushing the assistants to be better within their roles, and he truly cares about the development of each of us.
That's what's cool about being part of the staff. Coach Stefanski is like, he'll ask anybody a question and anyone can talk. These coaches, we help each other in terms of how to motivate the players. We're always talking personnel, always trying to improve and help our guys improve on the field and off the field.
We really did a deep combing through of who we were in 2020, what we can get better at. And then as you turn the page, you start to apply those things.
Since the day it ended, we had a paper schedule, printed off, and here's what every day is going to look like, starting with how are we going to get better, looking at ourselves, so it's just a process.
I think there's a perception of how things have been done in the NFL, and that this is how you find success. Coach Stefanski's got his own way of going about it, and it works.
He knows exactly what it is he wants to do. His philosophy is great. It's about the players.
I'm really excited to be here. I'm encouraged by what I see on the field and also off the field. It's a great staff that Kevin's put together.
I think we're excited as a group with what we built, but we know we got a lot of work left to do, and we're going to have to come and put everything we have into it this season to get the results we want.
We want more, and I feel like that's what we're aiming for, and that's really going to be our focus, is taking the next step.
And guess what? Now we have the video to teach off of. So now it's all of our job together, coaches, players, organizationally, to go, if this is the standard, it needs to look like this.
I just know as a young coach, the more we could talk technique and talk fundamentals, it really informed me and allowed me to become a better coach. And sharing information throughout our staff, from young and old, offense and defense, I just think it's so important as it informs us and hopefully allows us to become better coaches.
No in-person workouts at the Scouting Combine this year. They're not going to be on the field. It's going to be a very, very different year. 11 months after the pandemic started, we're still seeing very tangible impact.
Not having a combine is really more challenging from a coordination and logistics standpoint, because normally you go to Indianapolis, the physicals are centrally coordinated. At least 45 of your interviews are centrally coordinated. Your psychological testing is centrally coordinated, and then obviously you get a chance to see guys, run and jump and do all those things.
So this year was a complete 180 from what it was last year. Last year we're obviously able to see the guys in Indy up close, personal. You can actually see them as who they are. You can see them participating in their drills. This year, we didn't have that one-on-one interaction with them. We relied very heavily on our road scouts to get out to the pro days and use that time as what would be a Indianapolis combine.
The amount of pro days this spring is just going to be way, way lower because there's a very limited number of FCS schools. So most guys are getting where they need to go pretty easily and aren't too stressed by the travel or proximity issues. So, in a normal year, we're having, like, I would normally have 20 pro days, and this year I have 11 or 12. One of the biggest priorities in planning for pro days is the scheduling component. And really, this is just to ensure we have a presence and proper coverage at all the pro days across the country, mainly to get the measurable and verified information on all the various prospects. Megan is taking care of the booklets. Everybody is getting a new stopwatch and some new gear. So everybody should have what they need and be ready to hit the road. Life for a road scout is heavy travel. We're on the road for approximately 150 to 200 nights out of the year. Really, pro days are a time for us, the NFL, to try to normalize and standardize and see everybody on a level playing field. For instance, AB and the coaches can sit in the draft room and have an apples to apples comparison while they're watching a linebacker, per se, from Ohio State versus a linebacker at Kentucky. We truly try to standardize the drills and the testing so they have a apples to apples comparison and really able to see those players side by side. Pro days are in many ways a job interview for these players. We want to see how well they've prepared over the last few months and also want to see how well they perform relative to others. And this is really, again, their last chance to make an impression on us as a club.
The bigger challenge is now, while you're used to having like the bulk of the scheduling and logistics taken care of at the combine, and then you really supplement around it with guys you may want to spend extra time with or guys that were non-combine invite. Everything, the entire onus is laid on the club.
In a pre-COVID world, when we were at the combine, we knew the exact schedule of when we would be interviewing the players. The players had their schedules. This year, you're working with an agent and a player that, you're calling them, you're texting them, whatever works best. And then you're relying on them to make that appointment, keep the appointment, and remember the appointment.
So we're going to talk about maybe 20 minutes worth of football here. Should be pretty laid back. Kif, why don't you introduce yourself and you can take it from there.
That is an element that you missed this year, and when typically you get a pretty good sense of guys in February, but it's nothing that's insurmountable. We'll be where we need to be by the time the draft comes, and we're making good progress as we go through the spring.
Last year it was like the wild, wild west of pro days since everything was getting canceled last minute. So we had like random people sending like iPhone videos of their workouts. Now, depending on how the school did it, they try and follow like a uniform thing now, especially with no combine. Some teams do measurements. Like they'll show you the measurements of their hand and probably send you all of his 40s from different angles, show his jump and everything.
The school will reach out to us and say, do you want our pro day? Every video guy compiles all the workouts that take place on that day, and we're putting those into our EXO system. And we are giving the coaches and scouts access to that system, both here in the building in Berea and virtually on their iPads.
As all these pro days come in, it's part of our process this time of year is when we're going back through our board. We obviously rewatch everything, and we're going to watch every player's individual workout at their pro day, just like we would a combine workout, and use that as a piece of our evaluating puzzle. That really just kind of helps shape the final trajectory of our board and kind of gets us through to the final stage of, really prepping strategy wise for the draft. So we feel like we're fully ready to go.
General mindset entering free agency really any year is just trying to be opportunistic and aggressive, improving all areas of the roster. I think we were in a position where we had enough flexibility from a cap perspective, where if we felt there was a player who aligned with our needs, we could go and aggressively, attack a player towards the top of the market. And I think that's something that we were really able to accomplish with the guys that we added to the mix.
Hello.
Hey, John, it's Megan with the Browns. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you? Good. Hey, I just wanted to call and get some information from you so we can get you to Cleveland tomorrow and get you all squared away with your contract and kind of get you rolling here in Cleveland.
All right. Don Johnson III now leaving LA and going to Cleveland to DD.
This is a 25-year-old young man who was voted a team captain, who is a defensive play caller. He is exactly the type of player that the Browns want.
The Browns did agree to a 1-year, $4 million deal with Pax McKinley.
There are reports today the Browns are hosting free agent linebacker Anthony Walker.
And you talk about finessing free agency in a very patient way. Props to GM Andrew Barry.
Yo, JJ3, look, just got back from the hospital. My physical, I done been MRI, EKG, X-ray, laser beam, and look, ooh, I'm home. In my hotel room, I had a view of First Energy Stadium. That's first off, so I was like, wow, this is really it. And I just felt like people looking at me, and I was like, there's no way they know who I am. And like, I see somebody was like, hey, just do your thing this year. I'm like, what? Oh, like literally not even 24 hours here. So I was like, oh, that's what type of time it's going to be. Imagine when I start, making plays. Made it to the facility. About to get this COVID test so I can go check it out. Today, I woke up a little bit before 7, came. I had to take a COVID test. Met everyone here from coaches to player engagement to equipment. They're all top flight. So I'm impressed.
Cleveland, excited to be a Brown. Can't wait to get to work. Cannot wait.
I was nervous. For sure. But then again, my first NFL visit when I was in college, it was to the Cleveland Browns. So it's just crazy how life, just goes full circle and whatnot. I care, about my image. I care about the Browns' image. And I just want to win.
Morning. Oh, man. Business, man. A little orange going on. Officially a Cleveland Brown. Yes, sir.
Morning.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good to have you here.
Blessed to be here.
Yeah, that's a big deal to be able to see your players in person and shake their hand and look them in the eyes. That was something that we missed out on and really didn't get to till training camp of last year. So I see great value in that human interaction that we've all been missing, and hopefully that becomes the norm when you're able to be in person with our players.
It's a big deal for us. Told you on the phone, right? Getting the player you are, but getting the person you are, that matters.
Ooh, what up, Coach?
Welcome. Man, why are you dressed for an interview?
Hey, man, it's business, man. It's business, man. I gotta, it's all business. All business. You're on out.
Did you let them know what number you're wearing yet?
55. 55
and 95.
55 and 95. Y'all be ready. I cannot wait.
This is your home, man.
Hey, I'm liking it. Love it.
Meeting the coaches, I've heard nothing but great things. I've kind of already had an idea of how they were going to be, but it's just a perfect fit. Like, they really care and they really just want to be great, and they're good people. You can just feel it. So that's also like just a sigh of relief. Like, I'm in a good place. I know I'm in good hands.
Chubb, Waller, tough tackle. Glad I ain't got to tackle it.
We can do it.
All right, man. Be good.
Appreciate it. Good combos. Good call. Yeah. What up, bro?
The first thing I looked at was the teams that I lost to. All right, so do they need a lead at linebacker? Because obviously that's my biggest thing. I want to be a winner. I want to be a part of something special.
All right, so are you XL Top?
XL Top.
On the way from home.
It's up.
There it is.
The ground. They love it for the ground. Fans love it already. I like the colors too, man.
Yeah.
First class, everything first class.
I got a tour, seen the equipment room, the practice fields, the aquatics room. We didn't have that at the last place I was at. So it's just a bunch of new stuff that I'm so excited about.
I'll be in here just enough, but I'm going to try to stay away from y'all.
It's good to have you here. I'm glad to be here. The culture changing, you see it. I can't wait to, even just talk to Miles and see, what does he see? Clearly his way has been getting the job done. So you tell me, what's the secret, bro? Like, tell me.
Happy to be here, man. It's not really often where you say, man, I'm leaving, a great team. I'm going to a great team, So yeah, I'm excited.
It's a relief that you made the right decision and you're at a place where you're going to do great things. So I'm excited. You get a genuine excitement of going to work every day, looking at the building and stepping foot in here.
Browns have already brought in John Johnson from the Rams. Now they've got another former Ram going into that secondary.
It's Troy Hill, Patrick, the cornerback from the Rams.
Intercepted. Troy Hill has a touchdown in back-to-back weeks. Touchdown Rams.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Troy and what he can bring to that back end. I think he can excel inside of that nickel. You saw it. He's competitive. He can run fit. He can blitz. And he can.
How you doing? Congratulations. Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, good.
Young Stat, Ohio.
Yeah, came all the way back.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir. I'm a hometown kid. I come back to a city like this, Cleveland, who go through so much and, you know what I'm saying, fight through adversity, and this is a building city and everything. I feel like it's a perfect match for me. I can relate. I can relate to everything that they go through, and I can relate to, you know what I'm saying, the people out here, because my family's in the same situation. So I feel like the sky's the limit for this team and for myself too. So like I said, I got to thank God for giving me this opportunity and everything. So
Probably one thing about your teammate, Troy Hill. Did you not recruit him? You didn't talk to him after you signed?
I had talked to him. I wouldn't say I recruited, but, I had said, like, hey, man, look, if things ain't adding up, you know how I am. You can get right over here with me. So, and like I said, when he texted me that he was coming here, I didn't believe him. I was like, I thought he was just talking. And then I saw the news break, and I was just like, okay, well, it's business now. He sent me an emoji with I forget who was on it, but he was like this, telling me to come on home. So I was excited about that. And he made the decision a little easier too, just being familiar with somebody, and I know his play style, I know everything that he finna bring to the table. So he made it a lot easier for me to come home. It's officially a Cleveland Brown. Into the envelope. Way too big. I'm ready though. I'm excited.
I think we all viewed him as a really big part of the defensive success in LA this past year. And for us, the ability to have a corner who can play at a high level, both inside and outside, gives us a lot of flexibility, with who we currently have on the roster and who we may add moving forward.
What's up, man? How we doing?
Malik, obviously I had some experience with in Philadelphia. Self-made defensive tackle who had been with Joe Woods in Denver before.
Because pressure, and they've gotten to him. The ball is out in the end zone, and it's recovered by Malik Jackson for the touchdown.
What we like most about Malik is his ability to impact the quarterback as an interior rusher. He's a guy who's played 3-tech. He's played what we would call the big end. But really what we love about him is his length, his quickness, his tenacity as an interior rusher, to give us more of a presence in passing situations, over guards and centers.
You've got enough to think about maintaining. Good thing the 2021 Volkswagen Atlas and Atlas Cross Sport have a lower cost of maintenance than Toyota Highlander. Come into your Volkswagen dealer and get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2021 Atlas S4 Motion, or lease one for just $289 per month.
2 full 100-yard fields. This is field 1, field 2. We can take it later on.
I came in 10 years ago for the rookie orientation. Oh, did you? I remember that corner over there. This is pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see it. It's kind of, for me, it's a cool moment. See it again. That's what's up.
Coach Woods was on the team with me when we won the Super Bowl. He wants to bring in guys that know what it was like to win, that's been around winning. You know, I've been around great guys like Von Miller, Beware, Peyton Manning, you know, so I was able to kind of take things from them, and, you know, just wants me to come here and share my knowledge. So, and they still see value in me, not only on the field, but off the field with helping guys and teaching guys and really just trying to be a role model.
This is a football team now. This is a force to be reckoned with a young head coach who impressed me last year because he seems like he's in charge and in command and in control.
Yeah, I think the Cleveland Browns have been the same old Browns. The Browns is the Browns for a long time. This could be for real.
What a week. What a difference. We are not going into the draft looking for salvation. Quality guys were added at important positions. And I mean, yeah, you do not have a pressing need.
There are 4 overwhelming favorites in the AFC. Kansas City, Buffalo, Indy, and Cleveland. It is go time.
Cleveland is not shy in hosting big events. I'm really excited. I'm glad that we're going to be able to showcase all that we can offer here in Cleveland.
These are super important decisions for our organization, and we are going to be as thorough as we can possibly be.
Why don't we get going? So overall, unfortunately, and Coach said this yesterday to the team and said it again this morning. Vegas played the game that we wanted to play. Under those conditions. In terms of slowing the game down, be able to sort of win the game on the ground. Chew up a lot of clock and just not make mistakes. And unfortunately, they just did a better job than we did at that yesterday. Going in the bye week, first of all, we have the trading deadline tomorrow. Although there's, we're not necessarily anticipating a lot of activity, but we do have a chance over the course of the next, week or 10 days to get healthy. We got a few players that we hope to get back, going into the second half of the year. A few starters on offense. That's as good as any move we can make at the trade deadline. So hopefully we take this time to sort of get healthy and get our full team back out there and see what we can do for the final 8 games.
Yeah, going into the bye week, you always would prefer to go in with a win, feel a little bit better about yourself as you're going through all those meetings. But I thought we made huge strides that bye week coming off that Raiders game. I think after 8 games, we had a very large sample size to make some decisions and pull it apart and look at us schematically, look at us from a personnel standpoint, and ask some hard questions. What can we do better? And that's where I think the coaches were outstanding in grabbing some real tangible things that we knew could improve our chances. So again, coming off that Raiders game, not fun, really disappointed in the loss, but we learned a lot about ourselves coming out of it.
Every week we have our upcoming opponent, and we really drill down into the ins and outs of their schematic tendencies, where they're strong, where they're a little bit weaker from a personnel standpoint. And during the bye week, we do the same thing, except our opponent is ourselves. So it gives you just a natural time to kind of press pause. And with our bye week occurring in the middle of the year, it was really the perfect timing where we could look at the areas that we were really strong, look at the areas that we were not as strong. It was productive from that standpoint. In terms of the team, coming into the bye at 5-3, pleased with some of the progress that we've made, but by no means satisfied. Just think that there is a lot that we can continue to improve, but certainly optimistic, based on what we've seen over the first 8 weeks of the season. I think the draft class as a whole has done a nice job this season. We've had our share of bad luck with injuries, whether it's with Grant or Jacob missing a chunk of time, but all the guys, when they've been on the field, they've been good contributors. It's nice to see Jordan Elliott work in the rotation. It's been good to see Harrison Bryant have some really productive snaps at the F tight end. It's been great to see Donovan Peoples-Jones with his contributions, on offense in some really critical moments for us, as well as on special teams as a punt returner. And then Nick Harris, it's unfortunate he hasn't had a chance to see the field in regular season opportunities, but we're really excited about his future here as well. And then lastly, Jed probably had the toughest responsibility transitioning into the NFL, going from right tackle to left tackle, abbreviated offseason at an NFL position that's usually pretty challenging for rookies to adjust. And he's done a really nice job with the transition. Quite honestly, like his pass protection this year has been that of a veteran performer. That's not to say that there aren't areas where he can improve, specifically in the run game with his consistency there. But we're really pleased with what we've seen from him so far as he's produced on Sundays, and think that he continues to have a bright future.
I think our free agents have produced either at or above our expectations. I think we couldn't be more pleased with them, I think, as a group, across the board. And then ultimately, I think our coaches have done a really nice job of blending those players in and getting them accustomed to the scheme. We were talking about the trading deadline. One of the things that we felt strongly about, especially with installing a new scheme in training camp without spring football or anything else, was that we had a chance to really grow in the second half of the season as players got more comfortable in our scheme. And we knew that early in the season, it could be a little bumpy. So to give those players a chance, to continue to grow in the scheme, continue to get more comfortable, we felt like, even if they weren't performing above our expectations, by the trade deadline, we felt like they had a chance to continue to grow into that, as the season went on. The trading deadline is an interesting time. And as you know, I've spent a lot of years in baseball, right? And there's a big trading deadline in baseball too in the middle of the season. And usually there's a lot more activity than in baseball than there is in the NFL at that trading deadline. And at first it was unusual to me. I think this is a big opportunity to make some moves, improve the team, et cetera. But I think there's some legitimate reasons why the NFL isn't quite as transactional. One is just scheme. It's a lot more difficult to just plug and play a player in the NFL than in Major League Baseball. If you're a left fielder in Major League Baseball and you switch teams, there's not a whole lot that changes. I mean, you can be up to speed and be ready to play that night. You get the signs from the third base coach, you're good to go. Football is very, very different. It takes a while for someone to actually learn the scheme, learn all the calls, but really understand the scheme. It's not just knowing where to line up. It's being able to do it to the point where it's instinctual, for you. Add in this year the quarantine, that comes with the COVID protocols, and you're talking about weeks really before the player is really up to speed and sort of ready to go for you. So put all that together with the fact that we actually liked our team quite a bit. We had some guys coming back from injury. We wanted them to have a chance to play. And again, this whole year has been such an exercise in team building that we felt it had to be a really obvious upgrade, for us to want to pursue anything, because we felt really strongly not just about the players we had, but about the team that we had created. These are people, they're bonds, they're relationships, and those relationships, I think, have been, built really strongly this year under these circumstances. And, we didn't want to do anything to upset that.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I've seen it too. We just got to go now.
Felt a little bit good. Yeah, coming off the bye week, it was really good because the time it fell, right in the middle of the year. Had a chance. We had a good sample size of games to look at with 8 games in, and we just tweaked a couple things. And really coming out of that, we decided as a defense staff who we really want to be moving forward for the rest of the year. And, we showed players where we can get better, where we need to improve, and they bought into it. And, we came out and had some early success after that.
Let's ride, boy. Bring this on 3. 1, 2, 3.
And man, the weather for the Texas game was like a summer. It was just terrible.
There it comes. Right on time. Right on time. Lake Fury, I see you hitting, boy.
was like a Forrest Gump said. It felt like it was coming from the ground, like how you were getting hit like with pieces of ice and sleet and snow. It's like, where did this come from?
I might not be there after the game.
It's coming from the side, it's coming from the top, and it was bouncing off the ground, it's hitting you. And it's just like, man, you can't ask for a better story to be told. You get to play in this, and like you get to talk to your family. Eventually, when I have kids, I'm like, hey, you actually played through that? I'm like, and I had a hell of a good time doing it too. And you want to be able to look back and say you won those types of games.
Only, how'd you know? My man said, give me a shot before it even started.
And the referee has just notified both sidelines to go into the locker rooms.
Go Rose!
As we have severe weather that has blown right into First Energy Stadium.
Yeah, that Texans game was something I've really never been a part of from a standpoint of the wind. So we knew it was going to be a challenge. We knew we were going to have to find a way to move the ball and score some points because it maybe wasn't going to be through the air in that game.
We are back at First Energy Stadium. As I look to the skies here, it is much, much quieter here at the stadium. The winds still are going to be a factor here today, but here we go from First Energy, the Browns and the Texans.
Oh, Gary, what you doing on this bench, son?
The beast himself.
Jay McGillen.
Come on, you're gonna be mighty.
Getting Nick back off of injury, was huge. He gave us some really, really valuable reps and runs in there early.
Gosh, it's great to see number 24. He is a sight for sore eyes.
What Kareem and Nick bring to the team is consistency. Consistency in the way they run. I mean, in the game, bro, the impact they be having on them when they moving them change, it's huge. I mean, the defense love it.
Keep going. Keep going. Quit playing. I see you 2 times. That boy's strong.
It's huge. And those guys breaking them runs like that, you're going to see a lot of excitement out of me. A lot. A lot of excitement out of me, man.
Snap back, ball down, Parkey into it. It's low. He drives that ball up, and it is good from 41.
Make some noise, dog pound. Make some noise, dog pound.
Video intros. Weak as
I don't know why they don't use yours. They know my energy.
What? You lied, man. You lied. Look at that. Why? That's how you do it. Included the muffin on the side.
The what? The muffin. The cushion. The cushion. You know, the muffin man.
The muffin man.
The muffin
Our mindset as defensive line is to take over every week. That's the ultimate goal in the run game. We always talk about earning the right to rush the passer. It starts with the run game in the NFL. Everyone's going to try to establish the run, especially in the first quarter, early on, no matter who you're playing. So our mindset is to stop the run early and often so we can rush the passer because all D linemen want to rush the passer, want to go after the quarterback, try to get the sacks.
That's how I'm gonna. There better be a half.
I love hearing those guys laugh about that, trying to get half a sack from each other. But, I think Sheldon may be more of a joke. I think Miles kind of gets mad because he thinks he deserves the whole sack.
You only get the half if you finish him.
Oh, that's definitely half. I'm going to call that one in if I don't get it.
That's why I'm going to get my whole sack after the game from Sheldon. If he didn't finish it, I have it.
It's not really friendly competition. He's selfish. He's selfish. Always trying to take half of somebody's sack. It doesn't have to be mine. It doesn't have to be anybody in particular. It's just if someone's getting a sack, he's like, I'm taking half of that. It's just that's the most he can't get his own. Like, why? What's up with that?
NFL office.
I'd like to report a robbery.
I robbed you?
A robbery.
I had a great rush.
So did I. Listen, he fell on it. Hey, he fell on when he was going down. We don't reward that kind of activity right there.
This face right here, selfish. Selfish. So they're going to go for it, Doug, on 4th down and goal. Shotgun snap, 4th down and goal. It's a quarterback throw. He tries to get in. They didn't get there.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Come on now.
Coming off the bye, really felt like we tightened up our defensive calls, our defensive packages. We addressed issues with different players, and I definitely feel like we are headed in the right direction after the bye and the adjustments we made.
Yeah! Yes, sir!
You know, they just work their tail off every day, come to practice, trying to get better. You know, they're just having a lot of fun this season. They're getting rewarded with their hard work, obviously winning football games and starting to gel at the right time as we go into the stretch run.
Half. There's definitely a half. Half.
Sheldon's trying to steal one from everybody, bro.
Those were my first halves I think I had with both of them. So came in the same game and, just small steps to a bigger goal.
I officially got 30 sacks. Officially.
Me hitting 30 on the sacks, just small steps. I wish it was more, just grinding them out, man. Those aren't easy to come by. Kudos to the guys who get 15 plus a season. That's unbelievable. Guys who play the run and do everything else, get thrown under the bus a little bit while the guys who get sacks take the fouls.
Come on, Dookie.
But, the league still recognizes guys' work ethic and what they bring to their defense or to their team other than just sacks. So, hey, can't complain on my end either. I make plays too.
He missed it! Put some points up.
Well, the Texans had a chance to tie the game up. They tried a 46-yard field goal by Kaimi Fairbairn, and he missed it wide left, and the Browns lead 3-0. And it's 3rd down and long now for the Browns. He's got the snap. He's back. He's up in the pocket. He rolls right and throws, and Higgins caught it.
They got his He made it! Come on, Chubb.
Nick's whole leadership style is just, don't do what I say. Just follow me. Don't worry about what I say. Just look at what I do. So, he's between him and Kareem, those guys are workhorses and have nothing but respect for those two.
No, sir. That's Nick Chubb running that ball.
Mayfield under center, takes the snap, gives a jump with a cutback, inside the 10, inside the 5, here he comes, touchdown, Nick Chubb.
Welcome back, Nick. Yes!
And to see him break it late, just the way he is able to still have that burst in the fourth quarter is incredible. The decision he made there at the end is quintessential Nick Chubb. You tell him to do something, he's going to do it. So we told him, hey, no mas. That's the situation. So when you get the first, go down. And he went all the way down to the 1. So didn't see it playing out exactly like that. But again, that's Nick for you.
One receiver wide run. Tight ends off the line to the left. Chubb, the running back. They pitch it to Chubb. Chubb running on the left side. Cuts the corner. Turns the corner. Drives up the field. And here he goes. 50, 40. He'll be arriving in the end zone. Right. Oh, he stepped out of bounds at the 1. Smart move. He stepped out of bounds at the 1-yard line. So as to just allow the Browns to run the rest of the game clock out.
That's how you return, baby.
Yeah, 2-4.
That's a hell of a player right there. Victory! I wouldn't have been mad if he got the touchdown.
Me neither.
Mayfield takes a knee on 2nd down, and all of the Browns teammates are going over to tap the orange helmet of the great Nick Chubb. Is it great having Nick Chubb back? You bet it is.
That is a team point, no question. 2-4. 2-4. Welcome back. Welcome back, boy. You should have scored, though. Yes, sir. You should have scored. Jake, young man. You good? Yeah, you good? Keep hunting, brother. Thank you, brother. All right. Stay out. See you later.
Oh, man, with the Houston Stars stopping.
And the Browns hang on and beat the Houston Texans today. 10-7, the final score.
The mentality of the team, we want to know every week, kind of cliche, but that's what it is, just the mindset. Can't really worry about the weeks after this week. We got Philly up, and that's on the team focused on. Not worried about nothing else after them until the week's up. This is the biggest game right now in the season for us. That's how we look at it. And until they say the game's canceled, I feel like we're always prepped and ready to get on out there and make plays.
For us, we've just given where COVID rates are across the country, and then specifically within our community in Northeast Ohio, like we've pivoted from a model of really being focused on minimizing close contacts of people in the building.
There's been so many moments in this season where we've given the guys one schedule, and then guess what, guys, we're going to a different schedule. And to their credit, they just haven't blinked. They've just dealt with it. They respond every single time with an attitude of whatever it takes, we're going to find a way.
Yeah, the week after the Texans game was a challenging one. There's no doubt, just because of what COVID was doing, not only to the country, but to our building, in particular, and everything we can do to limit the spread, we're going to do. So yes, we've spaced out the locker room. We've created additional locker rooms. We have scouts working out of the stadium when they're usually in the office. We spaced out meeting rooms, and then we created new meeting rooms, and then we've just decided we're going to have virtual meetings. We've made some sacrifices on the field, but I think just as importantly, our coaches and players have made a lot of sacrifices off the field to try to make sure that this doesn't, derail our season in any way.
I know you guys saw the news. We put Miles on the COVID-19 list, so we'll be without him this week. It's 2020. Expect the unexpected. So who's ever available to us, I promise you, we'll be ready to roll on Sunday, and the guys know that.
It was such a surprise because just knowing how careful I've been, the people around me, knowing that the people around me have gotten tested and they haven't tested positive. I've never been so sore, so tired from the flu. Usually, even when I'm sick, then I feel like I can fight through it. This just felt like a different case altogether, and it hurt when I found out, just because I knew I was, we had a good thing going, not only on as a team, as a defense, and individually, and we're just trying to lock it down these last 4 weeks and make sure that there's nothing that gets in the way of what we're trying to do this year.
Losing Miles is a great player, but at the same time, I'd say this: okay, hey, look, here's the news. Here's what we'll do from a roster perspective. Here's what we need to do on the field to adjust to not having Miles there. But the train keeps moving, regardless of who's on it.
Today, it's the Philadelphia Eagles at 3-5-1 against the Cleveland Browns, who are 6-3, trying to get to win number 7.
Yeah, knew the Eagles game was going to be a challenge. They have a bunch of playmakers on offense. It's an extremely aggressive defense. We knew it was going to be a tough day for all of us as we tried to move the ball in some more weather that was unique to Northeast Ohio. They're told our players many times, our stadium is on Lake Erie, so we expect those type of elements, and we deal with them. We deal with them pretty matter-of-factly.
Jose, yo, great day to be alive, baby. Great day to be alive. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go, baby. I know you bring it. I know you too, baby. I know you bring it. I know y'all bring it.
Me personally, I've always known, my potential and what I could do. I just always needed an opportunity. Being in this league as long as I've been in it, getting the ball rolling around this time is so important.
Someone give me a head clap. What's up, baby? You know I'm here for it. You know I'm here for it. Yes, I'm here. Hold on. Well, okay then. Okay then.
BJ's got some of the most experience in the group, so he's one of those stabilizing forces in our room as a leadership, a guy that's been in the league and played a lot of plays before this year. BJ does a terrific job communicating, right? He gets the calls in from Coach Woods. He's able to get everybody lined up. He can fix problems on the field. And then, he's a good player.
Hey, we got one solid. Ready? Hey, let's be aggressive.
On the left hip of Wentz in the shotgun, 1st and goal. Fulgham comes in motion, but they give the ball to Sanders. Sanders to the 5, and that's where he's going to go down. And the ball came out. Loose ball. The Browns say they're fighting for it, and they have it. Big turnover for that Browns defense to get.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Takes the snap, play action fake. He's back. He's going to get hit. It's up in the air, and it's picked off. Taki's got it down the sideline. 25, 20, 15, 10. It's gets everyone on the tip, and the pick by Taki. Touchdown.
Hell yeah! Big time! Big time! Yes, sir! Taki! Oh, yeah, hit the QB. That was you hit the QB.
Against the Eagles, there were some runs in that first series where they ran the ball and they were able to get the ball out inside the red zone, which is awesome because we're all about the ball, which is so cool to see. And stop that drive. And then our guys did a great job, both D-line, linebackers, DBs, the whole defense, of adjusting, realizing what's happening, adjusting our alignments or within the calls, and shutting down the run game. And that was the biggest key in that game because as we slowed down the run game, then we were able to get after the quarterback. Our man OV was balling that game, and it was cool to see. And then, of course, Sione getting the ball was amazing. Denzel making a play, Sione getting the ball and scoring, that was great. So happy for that young man.
I think the Philadelphia Eagles game for our defense, if you watch the tape, the all-22, you really see this defense start to gel. There's one play after the other, and they kept feeding off each other, and there's 3 and out here, 3 and out there, a turnover, especially in Miles' absence, it was special.
Everyone showed up, man, and it was beautiful. I felt like everyone fed off of each other's energy. That's a big thing in our game. Everyone, feeding off each other's energy. Seeing OV splash, I mean, that was big.
OV's out there having a career day, baby.
Here's Nick Chubb, and from behind Rocky McLeod, the safety, no gain. Gave it to Chubb. Chubb got hit right away and knocked out. Big hit by Malik Jackson. That's the boy.
Do what you can do, hey. You break it down, but you do what you can do. Hey, all over me.
We struggled to run the ball early in that game, and coming out of halftime, the conditions wouldn't allow you to abandon the run, even if you wanted to. So we stuck with it, and we believe in our run attack. We believe in the offensive line, the tight ends, the receivers blocking on the perimeter. We believe in those guys. We felt like
30 to 30. He comes back off the game. Hits to the 20. Hits to the 15. Hits to the 10. Hits to the 9. Oh, Nick Chubb is back.
Hey, brother. Get this man the ball. Get him
Action kick.
You ain't done yet, look. You ain't did this.
We have great running backs. I enjoy watching those guys do work, man. I'm sure you guys got a chance to hear it.
Let's go!
Cubs, different. They run angry, and that's outstanding. Because that's what makes you great. When you run and you're running absolutely around to, through, and beyond contact. So we can go have some Gatorade, and they can keep the ball. So they're awesome.
Here's Mayfield giving, Chubb running. He's through the middle, and he leaps over a tackler over the 30, and they're going to put him down at the 27-yard line at the first down marker. Nick Chubb now the first running back all year to rush for 100 yards against this Eagles defense.
Yeah, I got 100. I got 100. Congrats, brother. What is it?
Congratulations, Nick Chubb, 3,000 yards rushing.
We get guys like that, we got everything we want. You also stiff arm that guy tomorrow. Run for a first down. Just when you watch the game, just watch me. Hey, nice job making him run.
My time in Philadelphia, I am incredibly blessed and grateful to have spent a year under Howie. He formed a lot of my beliefs and philosophies really coming back here to Cleveland. I learned a lot from him strategically. And then what I probably appreciate the most is just how much visibility he gave me into the job. And I felt like that's something that helped me transition and be prepared, in this role during my first season. Us winning the game is, I guess, a little bit like being your big brother, just because I have so much respect for Howie. It is just one regular season game, but it's always nice when you go up and are able to compete against an organization or a group that you have so much respect for.
Win victory formation. Takes a knee. And a big win for Kevin Stefanski. Today, his Browns end up winning by a final score of 22-17.
No one ever did me like that. You step on my ass. What's up, brother? That's the way you run your head. Bro. Appreciate it, man. Nice to meet you. Yes, sir. You too.
How about this, Judge? The Browns are 7-3.
Well, those are two good numbers together.
Hey, that is a great team win. Hey, someone's going to try and tell you that was ugly. That's beautiful. Yeah. Defense has number 3. Okay. Safety. Interception for a touchdown. 3 takeaways. 5 sacks. They were 2 for 12 on third down. This man, 3 sacks on his own. This man over here, 4 QB using a pick. 324 hard yards. Yes, sir. Most important word there is. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right, still see a couple guys with those video stops. So start that video so I can see your smiling faces here on this beautiful Wednesday morning. All right, let's talk about the Jaguars. How do we win this game? As a team, we have to maintain a laser focus, okay? That is a must this week, an absolute must. That dude right there, right? That's a bad dude, Mike Tyson. This is him in the ring before a match. What do you think's on this guy's mind right now? Okay, what's he thinking about? There's nothing else going on in his mind other than the guy standing across from him in a primal need to beat that dude. Okay, that's what's in his eyes right now. That has to be us. We have to block everything out, apply all those lessons we've been talking about, focus on what matters. And what matters, we got to go down there and play a Jacksonville football team, and we have to play our best to win.
Okay, we're all ready to go. The Browns trying to get to 8-3 on the year with a tricky game against a hungry team that has nothing to lose. Jacksonville at 1-9.
Feel good, play good.
Hey, congratulations to Browns tight ends coach Drew Petzing. He and his wife welcomed their first child. So Callie Brownson, who is the chief of staff, she is coaching the tight ends today. That is an NFL first.
So Drew had a baby coming. We thought we had a couple more weeks. We have contingency plans for everybody because it's 2020. And I just felt like the least amount of disruption to our overall operation would be bringing Callie over to help out with the tight ends. I trust her implicitly to do really any of these jobs. But she's an incredible utility player for this organization.
I'm around these guys a lot. It was probably the most nonchalant conversation I've had in my entire career, where I walked up to them at practice and said, "Hey, I got you guys on Sunday," and they're like, "Okay," and that's what it was.
Callie was ready, willing, and able, and she stepped in there, and we didn't miss a beat. That's credit to the kind of coach she is, and her willingness to always be ready. So, I mean, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So, I mean, it was awesome to feel like, we're not at a disadvantage with a certain coach coaching us. It just felt like business as usual.
it took me back to why I got into this in the first place, being down on the field, being a part of every facet of what's happening. And it was nice to get back to that and be focused on purely football and not what's the schedule tomorrow and how are we going to make this work and what protocols are we going to get hit with. It was about football the entire day for me. And I think that was really refreshing because it was a great reminder as to why I got into this whole thing in the first place is that feeling and that thrill.
You guys want to break it down? Let's break it down.
Hey, spotlight, let's get it.
Really missing you guys. Hey, let's do it for him, right? Let's do it for him. Let's go back, all right? All right, win on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Good. Don't worry about it. It's coming. It's coming. I gotta make. Hey, they gotta feel me today. This feel like a home game, don't it?
Growing up as a little kid, you were out playing this with your friends, getting in trouble by your parents because you're coming home too late. Ronnie has that youthful energy that he brings to the team. He just loves football. He's out there flying around. If he's on the sideline between series, he wants to throw the ball with somebody. So that's really been a pleasure just to have him just because of his love for the game. And it's been infectious for our defense.
Hey, just follow me, bro. Yeah. Just follow me. I got y'all boys. Just follow me.
Let's go.
Follow me.
All day, man. TV's on 3. 1, 2, 3. TV.
It's 2020, dealing with COVID, dealing with injuries. It's just part of football. And just for me as a coach, throughout my career, I just learned that those things are going to happen.
Hey, watch the jet. I like jet. Bump.
Tight end is on a wing on the right side. Here's Glennon on a give. Robinson takes it 25 up to the 29-yard line, and he's brought down there. Malcolm Smith gets in there and makes the tackle. One of the Browns defenders down. Ronnie Harrison, the former Jaguar, Doug.
My collarbone.
What you got, Ronnie?
My collarbone.
For that to happen in the first place, it was hard to take. Him going back down there, competing against his former team, I know that was important to him. Obviously disappointed, for him, just because he went down with the injury. But I feel like he's going to bounce back and be healthy from it, maybe a little bit quicker than people thought.
Really disappointed for Ronnie to get hurt. I know he was fired up to play in that game. Offensively, our guys knew that we had some injuries on the defensive side, and they were excited about the challenge of going down there and scoring some points to help the team. And you saw some guys step up. I think Jarvis played his best game to date. He's made some amazing catches in traffic, made plays with the ball in his hands. Really just continues to bring a spark to our team when he's out there making those plays. And the opportunities were there in that game. And in Jarvis fashion, he made them.
Landry in the game. He goes off the line wide to the right. Bootleg out near side. He's got Landry there. He catches 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 33, and he gets knocked into the Jacksonville sideline by Joe Schobert. Baker bootlegs out to the left after a play action fake. Shoots one down the middle. It's caught. What a catch by Landry at the 16-yard line. Josiah Scott on the coverage. A beautiful layout by Landry. Mayfield under center. Motion and Mayfield play action fake. Looks, pumps, throws. Landry caught it. Touchdown. He's in the end zone.
His first of the year.
We had a great week of practice. We knew going into the game we wanted to try to take advantage in the air, and we got opportunities and we made plays. We all see that our offense begins in that backfield.
Mayfield gives the ball. Hunt breaks it outside. 35-30, 25-20, 15-10 with a stiff arm, and he tumbles down to the 7-yard line. Jared Wilson knocks him down. It's 1st and goal. Here comes the 1-2 punch, Doug. Chubb and Hunt. Here comes Nick Chubb to the corner. Touchdown. He's in. He's at 100 yards, and they're in the end zone. And the Browns lead by 8, 27-19.
We knew going into that Jaguars game that it was not going to be easy. They had a very good running attack, good offensive line. We found a way, and that's what we always talk about as a staff. Coach Stefanski is find a way, and we did that down in Jacksonville. It wasn't the prettiest, but we found a way.
Joe Woods has set his defense. Browns lead by 8, 27-19. Glennon shotgun. Robinson left hip. He gives it to Robinson off the right side. He runs it. They're pushing him towards the goal line, and they push him across the goal line for a touchdown. Jacksonville is within 2.
Yeah, Browns are making this tougher than it should have been.
And now the biggest play of the afternoon for the Jaguars. A 2-point conversion drive. Glennon will have 4 receivers near side to the right. He takes the snap. The 2-point conversion. He's up in the pocket. He's rolling, throwing, lobbing, end zone. It's picked off by Sendejo. The Browns shut him down on the 2-point conversion with 2:14 left to go.
That's what we always want to do. You know, we don't want to have to be in a position where you have to make a big play on a 2-point play. Throughout a game, it really comes down to making a handful of plays that's going to make the difference. And so far this year, we've been able to do that, and it's been different guys that have been able to do it. So that's definitely encouraging. You have to have that mental toughness. You know, we try to prepare the guys each week. This is how we practice, put them in different situations. So when that situation does occur, they feel comfortable and feel confident that they can make the plays.
Mayfield takes the snap. 3rd down and a dozen. A screen pass to Chubb. He's at the 35. He's at the 40. He's at the 45, and he dives out near the 48-yard line. That's the yard to get at the 48. It looks like he's got the first down. In the end, the Browns win. Mayfield takes a knee. 3 in a row, and they are 8-3. The final score, 27-25. What a fight this was all afternoon long.
210 yards rushing. Chubb, Nick had 19 rushes for 144 yards and a touchdown. Where's the birthday boy? 8 catches, 143 yards and a touchdown. Hey, defense. We do those situations, right? We put you in that 2-minute compete sometimes. 2 huge stops on their 2-point conversion. That's a great team win. It's not enough. I want more. All right? But I'm proud of you guys how you fought. We thought it was going to be a fight. It was a fight. Came out on top. Nice job. Hey, team on 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right, good evening, gentlemen. We talked so much about work this week. We talked so much about focus last week, that laser focus. Think about that work. Take yourself through all of that work. What that leads to is the ability tomorrow at noon to have great confidence in what you're about to do. What you're about to do is compete. So throughout this week, as we always do, we didn't talk about, hey, we're just going to show up and go win. We don't believe in that. All right. It's the old Sun Tzu, victorious warriors, right? They win first and then they go to war. While defeated warriors, they show up and they seek to win. That's not what we do. We put in all that work. I have great confidence because of the work that you guys put in. I have great confidence because the men on this call right now, the people that surround me when I stand on that sideline, okay, before kickoff, come look in my eyes, okay? You wonder why I'm confident? Because of the group around me. The group around me, the work that we put in, okay, it's second to none. I believe in you guys, right? We have fun tomorrow. I cannot wait to watch you guys play.
All right, we're all set to go from Nashville. It's the 8-3 Titans and then the 8-3 Cleveland Browns. And the great news, Myles Garrett is back.
Yeah, that's a great news. I think, when you look at both of these defenses, the Browns have the one guy that can be disruptive up front in the passing game.
Heading into the Titans game, it's a big one. To stop them, you got to find a way to stop Derrick Henry. You got to make him one-dimensional, as hard as that sounds. And then at the end of the day, we got to create some takeaways. We didn't do that last week, and we got to get back to that. One way to get back to that is to get 95 back in the lineup.
I mean, angle it and then go up, or just right at him?
Right up.
Right up.
Go get the quarterback.
Got it.
I was not there to make a cameo appearance. I was there to be back to the top of the food chain. And that meant getting my body right, getting my conditioning together. I was definitely still recovering. I had a camera on me. You could hear my breathing in the mic from me being gassed, and especially that fourth quarter. Even when they were calling a number, I was like, man, it's gonna be tough out here. But I just sometimes you just have to make it happen. It's the name of the game. They don't remember you being tired. They don't remember you being sick or having COVID. They just remember how you did. What did you produce and how did you produce? And at the end of the day, it's not the greatest game I'll have, but it was enough this time.
I got the mic up like I expect me to say something. Go Brownies.
I expect greatness out of myself. No matter what happens, the awards or the goals that I have. I want to always achieve my goals. I want to exceed them. You know, I could go on a tear that not many have seen before.
We back in the building. We back in the building. We back in the building. Let's go. It's time to turn. I love it. Round on 3. 1, 2, 3.
One, you got to be realistic, knowing that I have 4 games left. Anything can happen, but just got to make it happen.
I miss you.
Glad to see you.
Yeah, we're just about the work. That's what we do. Your work during the week is what determines how you play on Sunday. And the guys have bought into that. And we put so much of the focus there so that on Sunday, you can just go out there and compete.
Go! Go back! Go back!
Well, I felt really good about our game plan, and we went into it and just executed. You know, obviously winning's fun. It covers up a lot of things, but to be able to go through the process and then, you know, reap the benefits on Sundays with these guys, that's the best part about it.
As coaches, we're trying to adapt what we do to our players' strengths. So I thought in a bunch of areas, offense, defense, special teams, the guys did a great job of executing the game plan.
If you have momentum, you got to keep it. And we ended up having the best half we've had all year.
Tannehill under center. Tight end stacked on the line on the right side. 3rd down and 1. Play clock at 2. Tannehill takes it. Play action fake. Back. Throws. Lobs. Caught. And knocked away. Nice play by B.J. Goodson as they brought in an offensive lineman and they threw to him, Doug, and he dropped it.
Don't try to go for this.
Tennessee is short. They didn't get it done. On a 4th and 1.
Hey. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
The game plan is always establish your run first with Derrick Henry, who's one of the best backs in the league. I think we have 2 of the best backs in the league on our team. And so we get to see a good run game every time we go out there. They prepared us well.
Let's see who's the better back. Let's see who's the better back.
Mayfield on 1st down, play action fake, back, throws, jump, caught it, got a block, 35, 40, 45, 50.
Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out.
And off he went, Doug.
This whole team's been through a lot. And we've also been working year after year after year to improve this thing. And finally, we're producing. This is just evidence of what the time and effort and the work we put in, and we just got to keep it going.
Play action fake, looks, fires, end zone, caught, touchdown! It's Jarvis Landry.
You know, these are the type of games at this time of the year where it's going to feel like a playoff type of atmosphere, and you're comparing teams, you're comparing records, and who they have, who we have, and those 2 or 3 plays are going to dictate the game. So we want to make sure that we're on the plus side of those.
It's gonna work. When you're committed to this thing and you're emotionally attached to the results, it's special and you feel it. And so when you come to work every day with a group of guys that's all pulling in the same direction, everybody's bought in, and you're starting to feel it on defense. You feel it on the team. You feel it amongst the whole building.
He fumbled the ball. The Browns have it. Carl Joseph's got it. Sheldon Richardson got his right arm in there. Man, is he playing.
That's what I'm talking about, boys. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
The guys that we brought in have been the right moves, to bring in a winning mentality. And so when you have that consistency and you have guys that buy in, that's the biggest difference. It's a winning mentality in that mindset.
3rd down and goal. Mayfield's going to throw. He throws. End zone. Touchdown. Kendall Lamb.
Yeah, Kendall. Yes, sir.
You say, come on, Jim. Kendall Lamb. Honest. Kendall Lamb. He's throwing down the right sideline. He's got people just wide open. He's gone. 20, 10, 5, touchdown.
See ya. See ya.
75 yards on 1 play.
And I ain't never seen Baker throw like this. Yeah, on another one today. I love it.
Baker's having one of the best halves he's ever had. And we love that. We love when they're They're going up there and they're punishing the opposing defense.
Ooh, they putting on display today, boy.
Because you always want to perform better than they are. We know if we're stopping their offense and our offense is going in there and producing, we just got to keep it going.
Yes, sir.
It's always great to have your best players on the field, and Miles is certainly one of the best players that we have on the team. So it was good to get him back against a very explosive offense, and he certainly helped us win the game.
That's what I'm talking about. Give me some. Give me some. Yeah.
Mayfield under center takes a knee, and that will do it. They ran away with it in the first half and hung on to it for dear life in the second half. And they win it. Final score, the Browns 41, Tennessee 35. The Browns are 9-3.
Good luck to you guys rest of the way. Nice seeing you in the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
Look, we're excited about where we are. There's no doubt. But at the same time, we're not yet where we want to be, and we know that. But I think we all feel like we're moving in the right direction. And this year as a whole has been extremely positive, and hopefully we'll have a chance to build on that. And I know I put that in the future tense. I mean, not only, for the rest of this year that we can continue to build on that, but, into next year and the years beyond.
Hey, defense. Hey, 3 takeaways. 4 forced fumbles. 3 sacks. They were 2 of 10 on third down. Okay, offense. 458 yards of offense. Okay, 340 yards passing. Yes, sir. 118 on the ground. Okay, and then at the end there, the Who Loves Football drill. Kareem Hunt loves football. Yeah! Yeah, he does! Yes, sir! We are about that work. Okay? We're going to see that team again. Hell of a game, we came out on top, but we are about the work. You feel me? Yes, sir. Hey, great team win. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know why.
Tonight on Monday Night Football, it's the Browns hosting the Baltimore Ravens, who come in 7 wins, 5 losses on the year. The Browns are 9-3. They've won 4 in a row and are shooting towards the playoffs.
I don't even know where to start. This was fairy tale. It was better than fiction, and yet it happened.
Yes, it was the game of the year. Considering what Lamar Jackson did going into the locker room,
Both quarterbacks were sensational in the clutch. Baker really rose and shone last night. It was his best game as a pro to me from start to finish, all things considered. That was the Baker I knew and loved at the University of Oklahoma.
And it is big game time again. There are storylines all over the board coming into this one. And business tonight is to beat the New York Giants.
Let's go, Tufo.
The Browns are one of the most entertaining teams in all of football. What stood out is that Baker Mayfield is playing well. I want to see the Cleveland Browns in the playoffs. This isn't just a team that has looked up and found their place at the top of the NFL. This is a team that worked their butt off. Baker Mayfield is leading.
Feel good to take one home, man. We'll be here next week, too.
What a couple of days for the Browns as they got hit with COVID-19. Basically, in summation, they have been wiped out at wide receiver. All of their wide receivers are missing the game today because of close contact. Their linebackers have been hit. The Browns then lost Jedrick Wills, their left tackle. What an assignment for Kevin Stefanski and his coaching staff to try and beat the Jets today.
Yeah, it sucks that we didn't have our guys, but there's no excuse. Plain and simple, I failed this team, put 3 balls in the ground. Put it on me for not doing my job.
So I know you guys got the statement this morning. We closed the building while contact tracing is underway, really dealing with it day to day, hour by hour, in terms of what we have going on. So we're in constant communication with the league, and then we're just going to really lean heavily on the medical professionals and follow their guidelines, and that's what we've done today.
Okay, so I'm sure you guys saw the news, and obviously we just had your Mesa down there, and I appreciate everybody getting down there. Okay, so Kevin Johnson was the latest who did test positive today. So we're going to continue to do everything to keep you guys safe. You guys went down there to take those Mesa tests. We have 61 of the 66 results are in, and they're all negative. I feel confident that we're keeping everybody safe on here. I just want to make sure that you guys know that's the most important thing. Tomorrow, think about your teammates. Okay? Think about, look around this room. Okay? Think about all these people on this call. All right, you have a bunch of fighters on this team. You have a bunch of scrappers on this team. You have guys who have earned where they are. Think about the city you're in, right? A gritty city. There's no palm trees out there. Okay? A city that's earned it. A city that fights for it. A city that works hard. That's where you are. And the truth is, tomorrow, guys, you've earned this opportunity. You've earned it. Okay? And that game tomorrow, if you win that game, you're in the dance. That's what you've earned. That's the opportunity that you've earned. So far this season, all that work has turned into that. Okay? Now you win that game, you got a chance. You got a chance to have a chance. We got to start with this one right here. I want you to realize that you've earned it, and I want you to realize that you have an opportunity tomorrow to go do it. Okay? I cannot wait to watch you guys compete. I'm wishing you a ton of luck. I will see you guys over the stadium. Let's do this. Woo! Legit it. You're rock. All right, fellas, hey, link them up. Hey, guys, listen. Just as Coach Wood said, guys, the only thing that we need to do, guys, is our job. Y'all get what I'm saying? Hey, hell yeah, make room. Hey, link up. Hey, because when we do our job, we win. When we do our job, we win. No bark. All right.
Winning, you're in. That's all there is to it. We ain't got no other options. Winning, you get in. Just win on 3. 1, 2, 3. Just win.
Welcome to the final game of the regular season. It's the Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers with so much on the table today for the Cleveland Browns. A win this afternoon against the Steelers, and the Browns will end a playoff drought going back to 2002, and they'll be in the postseason for the first time in 18 years.
All right, thank you guys. All right? Pittsburgh has chosen tails.
A storyline today, Myles Garrett is the game captain for the Browns, Jordan Dangerfield for the visiting Steelers.
And his head. Cleveland won the toss.
The Browns win the toss, and they will defer.
Hey, set the tone. Hey, set the tone. No big plays. Set the tone. Set the tone. No big plays. Set the tone.
So the atmosphere inside First Energy Stadium, tense, no doubt about it. The Browns win, they're in.
I think the guys are well aware of what was at stake in that last game of the regular season. We were talking about it in the locker room the week before when we lost to the Jets. We knew what was at stake. It was win or go home. And the guys were fully prepared for what that game was going to entail. And that's something that I've seen from our guys all season long. And I remind them about who they are and how they got to where they were. They just fought for everything that they had earned. And it wasn't easy. Nothing was given to us. So we knew that we were going to have to go in there in that last game and go earn a victory and had to go fight and scratch and claw and whatever it was going to take. We had to get that W. And I think the guys knew that going into it.
I don't never really look at a situation as like pressure or being too big. You know what I mean? I think it's just another opportunity to be more special, and we did that. We were able to do that minus some coaches, minus some players. Regardless of what happens, we still have been able to step up and answer the call.
On 1st and 10, takes the snap, gives it, shove run, dips his shoulders, he's to the 40, 35, he's to the 30, cut back 25, he's to the 15, 10,
Go,
5,
go,
touchdown!
go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Nick Chubb, he's over 1,000, and the Browns lead 6-0.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what it takes.
It's like a seesaw. We go back and forth. When they come off the field after the score and Jarvis is pumped up, that just turns us up. It's more fuel to the fire. And they come over there and they telling us, let's go, like, let's make a play. You know what I'm saying? Like, get us the ball back, like, we need it.
Hey, mean that you say you got me, give me.
You want to hear that from your offense. Like, we want the ball, like, get us the ball back. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So, we all build off of that. And it's just great, and I love it. It reminds me of Alabama, kind of. It does.
Let's go. Come see me. I'm a dog. 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 Oh. 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 Man, let's finish this out, man. It's only right. Like you say, that's what they brought us here for. It's only right.
We've had to win games every single different way, and we've had to fight and come back. And some of the games that we haven't won, we've been, close or realized what we did wrong. And so whatever we need to do to win, we're capable of doing that.
Make plays together. Let's go.
We've been in playoff mode since week 14. This has always been we have to win. We lost to the Ravens and the Jets. And I think those were losses that kind of showed us who we were in a way, and who we want to be. So after that, we always came back, worked extremely hard, after those losses. And I think that kind of, in a way, helped us find our identity.
Yeah. First down and goal at the 1.5. Chubb in the backfield. Mayfield turns. He's going to throw. He's looking left sideline. Caught. Touchdown. It's Austin Hooper. And you can all exhale just a little bit.
We got to do it. We got to do it.
Need a turnover, bro.
Let's go. Let's go.
You see somebody else make a play, like you happy for them, but you like, I want to make one too. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of contagious.
Rip the ball.
Now make it count. Let's go.
From their own 42, they need 9. He's got the snap. Back to pass. Here comes Jacob Phillips on a blitz. And it's picked off by M.J. Stewart. He's at the 40. Weaves outside left. He's at the 35. He's at the 30. 25. 21-yard line. M.J. Stewart gets the interception. And the Browns defense comes up with a big turnover.
Celebrating success. That's another part of our defensive identity. And the guys really believed in that. You see it just come out of the guys.
Let's go. Hey, make it count. Make it count.
18 seconds left to go in the quarter. And on 3rd down and 8, Baker back to pass. In the pocket. Oh, he had Hodge wide open. And he caught it. He made a great catch.
What the catch? Yeah. Oh! You catch one.
Keep going, bro. One more quarter, man. One more quarter, bro. One more quarter, man.
And on 1st down, a long count at the line. He wants motion. It in. He came in motion. Mayfield gave it to him, and Landry got hit about the half-yard line and curled in. If they win, they're in. And right now, they're winning.
For me, like after the play, it was just, it was just like kind of like a surreal feeling. Like I kind of took a second, just because, it's like, yeah, like we here, like we here. We're not running from nobody. We ready. you know, and throwing the ball at the wall and stuff like that. That was just like, yeah, like, you know, just to put a stamp on it, you know what I mean?
I knew you was gonna get there. I ain't run from none of that shit. I knew you was gonna get there. Let's be great. I ain't run from none of that shit.
And week 17, getting that receiver group back, you know, those are some of our stars, our players, you know, our leader, Juice, you know, he's one of our offensive leaders. Just to get his energy back and his playmaking ability back. Oh, it's huge. I mean, those are your guys.
I promise. I ran that like one of them. Yeah. Yeah. 2 kids. Yeah.
On second down from the Cleveland 28, Rudolph back to pass, shoulder fake, rolls left, throws towards the end zone, up in the air, they battle for it, and Ronnie Harrison knocked it away in the left corner of the end zone. And we have a Browns player down, Olivier Vernon is down, medical staff and training staff come out.
Get up, OV. Get up, OV. Get up, OV. Get up, big dog. Get up.
It hurt. See him going down, talk to him, kind of, you know, piecing the story together, knowing, kind of figuring out what happened and know what injury it is. I knew that was going to be something significant, but you know, it's just, you know, when those things happen, you have to play for those guys. You know, not just OV, but you know, OBJ, you know, all the guys that were out. You know, we're doing this, you know, for them. You know, trying to, you know, show that, you know, we appreciate you guys, and we're going to try and carry the torch and represent you all the best we can.
How you want to be remembered? You want to be great? You want to be great? You got to make a play, bro. You got to make a play.
And it's now the Browns leading 24-22, and it's come down to a 2-point conversion to try and tie the game up.
Hey, bro, let's go, bro. I see.
2 for 4 on 2-point tries. Backfield, James Conner. Rudolph backpedals into the shotgun. McDonald, the tight end, goes right to left. This is for 2 points in the tie. Rudolph to throw. End zone, no good. He missed it. As he overthrows Claypool in the left corner of the end zone with Robert Jackson on him. And with a minute 23 left, the Browns lead by 2.
Oh, man. It was just great. Like, it just felt like one of those Kodak moments, you know, like, you know, fairy tale moments, you know. And I told him, you know, like, this is kind of like your legacy, you know, like, this is a step in your legacy where legends are made. So, you know, we're not done yet. We're trying to keep going, but this is definitely a step in the right direction.
We here, bro. We right where we want to be, bro. We here. Real talk. We about to make history around this. Real talk. We about to make history around this. A minute away from history around this. Let's go.
Yeah, we recover the onside kick, and you know you need 1 first down, and you're all focused on that. You know you got a big third down ahead of you, and we put the ball in Baker's hand, and we say, you know, let's make a play here. Kareem does a great job. Sets a huge block off the edge to give Baker the space to slide down for the first down. And then you know you've got it.
Yeah.
12,000 are going crazy inside First Energy Stadium. And wherever you are, this is starting to become very, very real that the Browns are going to go to the playoffs.
It's just the next step, but you take pride in those steps because you understand exactly how much hard work and pain that goes into getting to that point.
They're in victory formation, and Baker Mayfield takes a knee, and the clock will wind down. An amazing story. The Browns will get their 11th win of the year. They'll go to 11-5, and they're going to the playoffs. Unbelievable. What a season. And the only thing that's missing, all of you.
was happy to get that chance. We had a chance to have a chance, and we knocked down one. Now we got a chance. So it was exciting. It was a hell of a moment for my career and us as a team and organization, because it's something we haven't done in a long time. But I was more excited for round 3, being able to go against those guys again and to really stamp our name as a legitimate team in the playoffs. And I feel like we still got work to do.
Well, Baker, what words best describe what it means to bring this organization back to the postseason?
I don't think I could correctly describe it. I wouldn't justify it for these people. It means so much to the city. I mean, you can tell right now we don't even have a quarter of the fans that we can fit in here. They're going nuts. I mean, it means so much to the city, but all we needed was a chance to get in the playoffs, and we're there now. So, you know what? We're going to enjoy this one, but we're in the playoffs, so we got to focus up.
Baker Mayfield raising a clenched fist to the crowd as he goes off after a television interview. I got to tell you, this is pretty emotional.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, baby!
Guys, I am proud of you, okay? I got to say something, though. Was the goal ever just to go to the playoffs?
Yes, sir.
You got more in you?
Yes, sir.
Because I'm going to need it. Hey, where's that? Right. Show Antonio, get your ass up here. Long as you get your crown over here, you're going to the playoffs.
Man, this means a lot. We have a lot more work to do, but hey, I appreciate being on my team, changing the culture, man. Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Jimmy Haslam, get up here. A lot of hard work. You put in the work, we appreciate it. Well done. Yes, sir! This guy and his staff and you guys, okay? Great win.
Yes, sir.
That is a great team win. I'm so proud of you guys. Think about the resiliency of guys that didn't even know they were playing today and stepped up. That is what it's all about. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3.
The Turnpike Series between Cleveland and Pittsburgh, the hottest rivalry in pro football.
So the Browns-Steelers rivalry, and I still believe it is a very healthy rivalry that is getting healthier now because the Browns are better and they're more competitive at Three River Stadium. When Bernie Kosar's Browns finally broke through and won, it really was the solidifying point for them that all of a sudden they sat back and said, you know what, we just beat these guys, and we beat them in a place that we never could win before. And now we're ready to take over the division. And I think that's where we're at with this particular team. But I think if you can go over there and A, compete with them, and I think we're definitely at that level, and B, finally beat them in Heinz Field, I think like the Kosar Browns of the 80s, this will be the pushover point. It's like getting to the top of the mountain and you say, all right, we can play with anybody. If we can beat these guys over here, we can play with anybody, and we can win anywhere. We're ready.
Breaking news out of Cleveland. Browns coach Kevin Stefanski has tested positive for COVID-19.
My first reaction with Kevin was, is he okay? It's a real illness, and it affects people in different ways. And so that's really where my mind went.
It was shocking to get that phone call early on Tuesday morning. And, I was very disappointed. I obviously didn't want to get it. I didn't want to be away from the team. I wanted to help the team in any which way I could. And then to also hear about Joel and others, it was really disappointing. But right away, the message from myself and to our organization and to the players was, let's go find a way.
That's something that we had put a lot of thought in planning into ahead of time. So I felt like we were prepared, and then we were really more in execution mode as opposed to dealing with any of the emotional effects or trying to pivot to come up with a solution that we didn't already have in place.
Regardless of who's out there, regardless of who's calling the plays, we felt like we'd established an identity. And the players knew that, the coaches certainly knew that. So I had all the faith in the world in Coach Preef as the head coach in that game, all the faith in the world as AVP as a play caller, because we've been together. We know what we've believe in as an offense. We know how we operate. And ultimately, we trust our players.
You don't get graded on a curve. Like, your job is to find solutions so the team can be prepared and ultimately put in a position to win the game. And that's really the mindset that we took.
Breaking news just in. 5 total positive tests for COVID-19 today.
Kevin Stefanski won't be on the sidelines. They're down all these players, and all of a sudden the special teams coach is the head coach?
It's a bad situation, and it's getting worse. I don't see how the Cleveland Browns, fully loaded, can beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh.
And they are the same Browns until the Browns win this football game.
They will go to the Steel City this Sunday, and they will go down.
I think they're still the same Browns team out there every year. I think they're nameless, great faces. Yes, they have a couple good players on their team, but at the end of the day, like, I don't know, like, it's the Browns. It's the Browns.
All right, let's get started, guys. How do we win this game tomorrow? We win as a team. We win this game tomorrow as a team. And I'm not going to tell you nobody believes in us, because I don't know what anybody else thinks. I don't care what everybody else thinks. It doesn't matter to me. I know what I think. I know what I believe. I know what the people on this call believe, okay? I am so confident in this group, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Confidence comes from demonstrated ability. I have seen it. These eyeballs have seen it, okay? You've seen it from yourself. You've seen it from your teammates, okay? I've had a front row seat at 11 wins. I've seen it, all right? I've had the best view in the whole house. Now, tomorrow night, I'm going to have an HD view. It's still going to be pretty damn good, okay? But I've seen it, and I trust in what I see. You know, we've established how we played football at the Cleveland Browns. I don't think there's any debate in how we win around here, okay? And we've done it, and guess what? We're going to do it one more time tomorrow. If you stick with it and you compete for 60 minutes and play Cleveland Brown football, you will love where you are at the end of those 60 minutes. I promise you that.
We're all set to go for the Browns and Steelers, the wild card playoff game from Heinz Field. We're thrilled to be here, thrilled you're with us.
Let's go. Keep it all out here tonight. Be good at 3, 1, 2, 3.
It's on!
Personally, when I was asked about it, about my family and friends, I said it didn't change anything. No, we're going to win the game. No, that was just my mindset. It didn't matter who was out. You know, we had the guys we needed to make this happen.
Feel good to be out here, man. Born and raised in Cleveland, too. Don't get much better.
My mindset always the same, is smack them in their mouth. We're in a win-or-go-home situation, so we had to come find a way to win that football game, even without our head coach and Joe. You know, it was a game we had, you know, to come out and prove ourselves and keep it rolling.
This game taking too long to start. I'm ready.
Whatever you got tonight, I gotta have it. I need it all. These guys don't need him. Smiling. We beat them into the ground and tell them we gotta leave. Win this. Let's go. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I had something I wanted to say.
I hear Coach Van Pelt talk all the time about starting fast. You know, offensively, you want to start fast. Defensively, you want to slow them down early, force punts, 3 and out, that type of thing. But when we win, when we play well, our defense forces turnovers. Our offense gets in the end zone. We play well in special teams. They play great complementary football. But that's how the Cleveland Browns
Most of us have been waiting for this our whole lives, man. Stay outside. Right on the field. At the end, look at something crazy. Let's go get it. Let's go. Hey, his squad on 3. 1, 2, 3. His squad.
Ray McLeod is back deep. to return the opening kickoff here at Heinz Field. And Parkey approaches the ball, and we're underway. Playoff style. Parkey kicks it deep. Ray McLeod to his right catches at the 1. He's out to the 5 and 10. The 15. He's to the 20, and Javier Thomas comes over there and makes the hit on the play. Big Ben comes out onto the field with that Steeler offense. Motion by the tight end down the line, left to right, and the snap goes high over the head of Big Ben. Browns have it in the end zone, and they dive on the ball and recover it for a touchdown. Carl Joseph's got it in the end zone, a touchdown.
Not a bad start.
And I see the ball just flying through there. I'm like, damn. Next thing I know, I'm flying towards the ball. I'm thinking one of us got to pick the ball up. So I'm getting ready to tackle whoever picks the ball up. And it's like they were looking at each other thinking, no, you going to pick it up? No, you're going to pick it up. And neither of them ended up picking it up. I fell on it, ended up like squirting out my grass right into the end zone. I think Carl ended up getting it. I tell you, that oblong shape, it gets you every time.
Let's go!
I sound like a little girl.
You gotta do the little things right.
Bro, my voice was cracking. I'm gonna get it. No. Oh, let's go.
Let's try this again. Appreciate y'all squad support.
Play action fake. Yeah, going to throw the ball over the middle. It's intercepted. Look out, the Browns have it inside the 50. That is MJ Stewart.
Everybody was locked in. You know, they were doing it for Coach Stefanski, they were doing it for Joel and the guys, and Denzel, the guys that weren't there. I felt that. I felt that they wanted to get those guys into the next round and get those guys back and let them be a part of it too.
Oh yeah. Oh, go.
You know, about the energy that we want to bring as a team and having the opportunity to start the way that we did. And, you know, then that play to go 14-0 on the road this early, you know, it was one of those definitely, you know, high energy things where everybody was just pumped up. And, you know, I'm just happy that I was able to make a play.
Hey, come to play. Come to play. Come to play. Come to play. You know our time to shine gonna be coming here soon too.
Offense, we had some momentum going down the field. Time they put me in, and I heard the play, and you know I was gonna get an opportunity, and I knew we needed more points on the board.
Hey, Don, have fun, baby. I see you out there. Have fun.
So, you know, I got the football, seen a little crease, and, you know, kind of just jumped through it, stepped through the hole, and smacked the guy hand down, and then cut inside, and the linebacker tried to hit me, and it was like, who wants it more, pretty much. So once we made contact, I wanted it a lot.
You gotta keep going. Go, baby. They don't want to tackle you. No. We gotta go to down now. We gotta keep it going. We just stood. Come on, mate. Come on, mate.
Hey, keep running behind him.
We're just the same old Browns.
Hey. Ain't over that one. It ain't over yet. Come on.
Do not get the same old Browns, boys. Just the same old Browns.
Takes the snap. Drops to throw. Back. Looks. Throws. Middle. Tip. And picked off. They got it again. It's red wide.
Have we done anything special? We're just doing our job. Sure.
Third down. They need 3. He's got the snap. Gets the ball. Running near side left. Here comes Hunt. He's going to get to the 5, and he's going in. Touchdown. Cody Parkey for the extra point. Snap back. Ball down. The kick is up, and it is good. 28-0. I'll let that sink in. No, I'm not kidding. May this quarter never end, folks.
All you got. It's a long game. Hey, all you got.
Keep reminding them we need more points. They don't stop. No, we need more points.
Towards the end of the first quarter, I said, this is the 5th kickoff we're about to cover this quarter. Never had that before. I mean, it's 28-0. And we started the game with a kickoff, and now at the end of the first quarter, we're going with number 5, kickoff number 5. So it was crazy. You know, I was proud of our guys and how they were so resilient. We knew Pittsburgh was going to come after us in the second half, and you know they're a very scary team, as you know. as our fans know.
Touchdown, James Conner scampers into the end zone, untouched off the right side, and the Steelers finally break through and get points.
Baker throws into touchdown. It's Austin Hooper.
Keep that same fire.
49 yards out. Snap back, ball down. The kick on the way. Plenty on it, and it is good.
Everybody, like, get out. Let's play football. Everybody. Football.
First and 10, Ben empties the set. Gets a snap, looks right. Throws for the end zone. Eric Ebron. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
I know there were a lot of nervous people in the third quarter, and then the offense responded after one of the Pittsburgh scores, went down and made it a 19-point game again, and we just held on and kept fighting. So I was real proud of the resiliency of the team throughout the entire game.
Oh! Hey, that was a dog. Tell you what, just the Browns doing Browns things, man.
Oh my God. I didn't know where you were going.
You know, we just kept more and more pressure on him. And I think his leadership came early in the fourth quarter when Pittsburgh had cut it, I think, to 12. And I could see him on the side. He and I had a good conversation. I could see him on the sideline, going to the offense line, go to the receivers, going to the running backs, going to the tight ends, and talking to his guys, talking to the defense even, encouraging guys and becoming that leader. It's fun to see a young man like that who has charisma, who's got a swagger about him, develop those leadership skills, and I think he's only going to get better at it.
Hey, deep breath. You don't have to do anything special. It's just on us. Just do your job, man. You're 20 years for a reason. Just do your job. No panic. Take a deep breath. Let's go and finish this thing, man.
What was that? A wise man once said, do or do not.
There is no try.
There is no try.
From the 40-yard line of Pittsburgh, first down and 10. He takes the snap on first down. Back to pass. Throws it over the middle and picked off. Taki's got it at the 40, at the 30, at the 25-yard line. Sione, Taki.
You get one.
Snap back, ball down, kick on the way. It's good. 48-29.
Come on. Born and raised here. We want more. We want more.
And now with 1:09 left to go, it's 48-37. Of course, it's never over until we recover an onside kick, right? They bounce the ball. It goes to Carlson, and he's got it at the Pittsburgh 45. And it is time right now, everybody.
Never gave us a chance. They never gave us a chance.
Mayfield takes a snap. That's going to do it from Pittsburgh, from Heinz Field. Sit back and watch and listen to this one inside a half minute, and the Browns will not have to snap the ball again. They will beat the Steelers in the opening round of the playoffs on a wonderful, wonderful wild card weekend. They knock off the Steelers 48-37. Kansas City, here we come.
Oh my God. First win in Pittsburgh since Ben's been in the league. I remember he ended my season. Or they ended our season my first year. Made it on 16, and they would want to give us our first playoff one. That's poetic justice, but they battled hard.
Keep going, y'all. Hey, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Hey, I'm off to Cleveland with this one.
You know, it's amazing to be a part of something like that. You know, growing up and just being a Browns fan and seeing everything we've been through, all the, good and bad. To be a part of it and have a chance to help change the culture around here. I'm gonna do whatever it takes.
We've come a long way, man, but we ain't finished yet. What's the quote we say? We want more, you heard?
Unbelievable. And Coach Stefanski, this one's for him.
Let's go.
Just to be a very small digital part of that locker room celebration. Again, something I won't ever forget. I wish I was there in person, but that was the next best thing.
First of all, I want to congratulate the Haslam family. I want to congratulate the Cleveland Browns organization, Coach Stefanski, our whole staff, all our players. I really want to congratulate our fans because, I grew up one of them, so I know what this means. congratulations to our great city of Cleveland, and I couldn't be prouder of our guys.
Tonight, we're going to get a bunch of them back next week. Yes, sir. We need everybody to go up and get after the world champions, all right? That's team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Here we go, Brownies! Here we go! Woo, woo. Here we go, Brownies! Woo, woo.
Obviously, being a Cleveland Browns fan and growing up in Cleveland and being around passionate family members and friends that love the Browns, so that was been ingrained within me since a young age. And because we went through those lean years, that's why last night's win was so special for our organization, our city, all Browns fans everywhere. So it was obviously last night's game was just a monumental win for this area.
Us Cleveland fans, they're loyal. They're always going to be there for us no matter what. And they're also, tough. Things are finally starting to pay off for the people who stay loyal. And, yeah, we do it for them.
I joined the Browns back in 2005. Yeah, from Romeo Cornell's first tenured year here in 2005. Clinching the playoffs. I mean, this is what this job is all about. To see the players come in the locker room and the coaches and the excitement of finally got that first monkey off our back. And we're going to continue on. That part of it, that moment of camaraderie with everybody, your family all coming together and celebrating in that moment. It's amazing. Well, kind of getting the last bit of stuff inventoried, making sure we got everything. We'll have practices this afternoon. Jimmy Mack will be working on shoulder pads and putting on jerseys on the shoulder pads, the tape shoulder pads.
I came to the Cleveland Browns, started interning with them in summer of '03, right after the last playoff game. The concentration now is reaching this far, and there's only so many teams. They really paying attention to detail. It's just a little bit more than you ever did before. Not that we didn't pay attention to detail. It's just sometimes you would double check and triple check your work, making sure, no, we cannot miss a beat. This is way too important. Really putting in extra time, extra effort into everybody's little jobs, big jobs, whatever it is. No detail can be overlooked.
I just see an excitement in this team. I see a team that has come together. I see a team that has realized where they came from and where they're at now. There's a lot of energy in there. They don't want to finish. We're not going to finish now. I guess saying we want more, and hopefully that'll be what happens.
We have waited so long for this, right? Well, today is your chance with the Browns playoff drive-through rally happening right here outside of First Energy Stadium. And if you're not already down here, you're already late because there's plenty of cars that are wrapping around the stadium. There's hooting and hollering, playoff football, we're back, baby! And a lot of honking going on down here outside the stadium. It is going to be quite the day.
The fans have been incredibly loyal, and it's been great to finally reward them with a team that can play deep into the postseason.
Our fans, what they did this season was nothing short of remarkable. And just the support from the community, we felt it as coaches, we felt it as players. Such a different year with this pandemic, but that didn't stop them in showing their support for this team. That's something that I'll always remember. I feel the love from this community for their Cleveland Browns. I completely get it. It's an amazingly loyal, unique fan base that I'm just so proud to be a part of, and we're going to work really hard to make sure that they have a team that they're proud of.
No matter what we did the year before, like the years we were 1-13, 1-15, 0-16, week one of the next year was like, the Browns are going to the Super Bowl no matter what. 67,000 people in the stadium, ready to roll. All offseason, we're like, oh, I love that draft pick. Like, we're ready to roll. Like, they're the most committed fan base, regardless of what happens.
So listen, this is another reason why I love this place. Like people recognize my car, and like these people follow me now. Like long at me saying "Let's go Browns." That's always something I'm writing up a game. The support has been steady for more years than I can count. And to be able to have this moment, for this organization. To be able to wear these colors proudly, to be able to, have the supporters and the fans that we have, which is the best in the world. And I wish they were there. I wish they were there to kind of, really, really be a part of it. But, I think the things that we've done this year, obviously they understand and they're so tied into it, man. And we want more. So we're going for more.
All right, good evening, guys. Next stop on the journey, okay? And I think when you get to this point, it's always good to turn around and look at how you got here, right? How do we get to this point on our journey? And that's why I put on the TVs this week in the building highlights from our games. I wanted you guys to always remember how we play, all right? What's our brand of football look like? We know what it is. And this team tomorrow that we're playing, is our opponent, I respect them. Okay, but I also recognize that they have to play us, right? A team found out last week that they had to play us. A team tomorrow is going to find out that they have to play us. This is going to be a 60-minute affair. It's going to be a close ball game. So start to get ready for that. Start to get your mind ready for that. Tomorrow you have to earn, right? And I trust in the men on this call. I trust in our locker room. That's the team that we're going to battle with tomorrow.
Continue to be special. Continue to be great, man. Many are called, few are chosen. We're here for a reason. Be great.
You know we deserve to be here. Simple as that. Those are the reigning champions. We got to take these from them. They're not going to give it to us.
Good afternoon, everybody, and here we go. On to the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. The defending Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs, at 14-2 this past regular season. The #1 seed in the AFC take on the Cleveland Browns.
Show, man, let's go, man. 6. I can't do it unless you do it. Light out the field. Let's get it out. Let's go. Hey. Here's squad on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we knew going into Arrowhead Stadium versus the defending Super Bowl champs is a tall task, and we understood the challenge, and we were really confident that we could go in there and compete. And there's a very, very extreme level of disappointment when you don't get it done, and when you feel really confident going into a game and you ultimately fall short. It hurts. It stings. It's something that I will never fully get over. And I don't want to. I want to hang on to that. I want that to be fuel for us this offseason.
Landry in motion left to right. Mayfield calling signals at his own 25-yard line. Baker waits and takes. Gets the ball. Here's Chubb running left. He's to the 25, to the 30. Got knocked down at the 30. Jed Wills, the Browns' left tackle, is down. Right away, Doug.
Yeah, not what you need.
Well, the offensive line was a focus this offseason and will always be a focus moving forward. Although perhaps the starting five gets a lot of, perhaps credit and notoriety, we spent equal amounts of time and effort making sure that we could cultivate the proper depth because it's needed.
Kendall Lamb is in at left tackle right now for the Browns after Jed Wills went out with a right leg injury. Nick Chubb in the backfield, 2nd and 5. Mayfield to throw. He dumps left, caught it. Njoku wide open. 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, and down to the 43-yard line of Kansas City.
I think we probably played a game that was a little bit more uncharacteristic of what we had done over the year. But that's the thing, as the competition grows, as the pressure grows, we really do have to be on top of our details, and you can't make mistakes, shoot yourselves in the foot. So I was disappointed from that perspective. That I think if you ask every man in the locker room, hey, did we play our cleanest game or play a game that was as reflective of our identity, I think everyone will probably tell you no.
Rashard Higgins fumbles at the 1-yard line, through the end zone and out of the end zone, a touchback, and no points.
but it doesn't take away from the immense sense of pride that I have for the group, for again being resilient, because it could have been very easy, going to halftime, down pretty significantly for that game to snowball. And they really did fight, scratch, and claw their way back to give ourselves a chance to win it at the end.
Time for the second half from Arrowhead Stadium. Time for a big rally by the Browns.
Let's go, man. Let's go, man.
New half. Come on with it.
Keep the standard high. High standard. High standard. Let's go. High standard.
Back is Mahomes up in the pocket. Myles Garrett reached back and pulled him down and forced Mahomes to throw an incomplete pass. So they'll settle for a field goal opportunity.
Missed it.
And he hit the upright, and it's no good.
Come on.
Once he's good,
You know, Coach Stefanski, in some way, always knows how to trigger, the right mindset or the right reaction with his words about the guys they have in the building, and I think, you got a lot of guys who are fighters, who are hard workers.
Let's go, Joe!
Who, have been through things, who, maybe not have played in playoffs games and things like that, but understand what big moments are.
Browns trying to get into the end zone for the first time this afternoon. Landry in motion. Mayfield under center on first and goal. Play action fake. Looks, throws, corner, touchdown. Jarvis Landry.
Let's go. Let's go.
Juice man! That's it! That's it! That's it!
Get me going. Get me going. Get me going. Standard high. High standard. High standard, bro. High standard. Let's go.
That's the way to get it going. That's the way to keep it going. Let's go now.
Hey, they meeting together because they know what we can do, man. Listen, they're meeting together because they know what we can do, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, man.
All right, it's 3rd down and 1. They need to get to the 49. They're at the 48.
Come on, Dave.
Browns defensive line yelling. Kelsey comes in motion right to left. Mahomes takes it, runs down the line of scrimmage.
No, sir. 4th down. He hurt. He hurt.
Mahomes got wrong, and he looks totally dazed as he comes over just feet away from the Kansas City bench. And as a matter of fact, they can't even walk him over right now because he is that unsteady.
When he went down, it's just unfortunate to see that happen. I mean, you never want to see anybody get injured, but it's just the nature of the game. It's a contact sport. It's physical, and there's always going to be guys getting injured at some point throughout the season. But for us, it really didn't affect a lot of what we were doing. I definitely didn't want the players to relax. We talked about that on the sideline. We just tried to continue to execute our game plan and just try not to let them score.
They're short of the first down again. Kelsey's got it at the 15. A yard shy of the first down. He got knocked out by Carl Joseph. See what they do. Are they going to kick again? They're going to try it. I think Butker's coming in. He rang one off the left upright the last time. Butker on 4th down and 1 with a 33-yard attempt. The snap back, the ball down, the kick is up, it's good.
Things are going to happen in the game, and, that competitive spirit is, how you bounce back, is how you shake back, is how you answer the call, and, whether things are going good or going bad.
Yeah, Reem.
Let's go! Let's go!
You always got to be able to try to compete at a high level. You always want to compete at a high level. And that's the standard. And that's what the standard has to be.
Get catch! Get catch! Come on!
Mayfield under center, 3rd and goal from the 3. They give it to Hunt. He's going in. Touchdown off the right side. Kareem Hunt is back in the end zone at Arrowhead Stadium. And he uses the ball as a pillow.
Yes, sir! Let's go! They fold. It's time to eat. They fold.
We definitely have a resilient group, and really going back, from the 3rd quarter and into the 4th quarter, the guys did step up. We were able to get off the field. The interception was really big.
He's going to go long as he sends it long and deep down the field. It's intercepted. Carl Joseph's got it in the end zone. Chad Henne just threw the Browns back into the game.
I always had a bad taste in my mouth going into the game because the last time I played against them, we lost the Super Bowl. So for our team and our organization, I wanted to get the win so we can advance, further in the playoffs. Unfortunately, we fell short, We had our opportunities. Just they made more plays than us, so you have to give them credit. But I think it was a great game where you saw the guys fight for 60 minutes and us really have a chance to win it towards the end.
And it's 3rd down and 14 for the Chiefs after a Myles Garrett sack. The Browns need the ball back. They must stop them on this play. Empty backfield, Chad Henne. 3rd down, 14. He's back to pass. Henne up in the pocket. He's going to run left. He's running to the sideline, to the 40, to the 45, and he dives out close to the 1st down. He looks like he might be just shy. And he is shy. It's going to be 4th down and inches. He is just shy. He finally got brought down by Larry Ogunjobi. With 1:42 left to go, it's 4th down and inches for Kansas City.
You know, you don't think that in that situation the quarterback's going to scramble for 13 yards. And it just comes down to execution. You know, Coach Reed, he said he's a riverboat gambler, and he took the shot. And, you know, it was a formation we were aware of. We just didn't execute in that moment.
He rolls to the right, he throws, and Tyreek Hill caught it, and he's got a 1st down. It sits down at the Browns' 47-yard line. 1st down, Kansas City. They're going to the AFC Championship game.
Ultimately, we came up short, and that's where I take full responsibility for that. So we're going to have to get back to work, and that's something that I'm going to work very, very hard this offseason to make sure when we're hopefully in a big game, in a big moment like that again, and when we got to come through. I appreciate how our guys fought for 60 minutes. They gave it everything they had. I wanted to deliver for our fans. I wanted to keep playing. So that one's going to stay with me.
And this wonderful season for the Cleveland Browns is going to come up short on a day where they will look back and say, we were right there. We were right there with Kansas City, and they lose 22-17. What a year. What a finish at Arrowhead Stadium. And what a year next year promises to be.
It's easy to say some positive thing. People's ready to pat you on the back and glorify you and say, like, man, the Browns are different. Yeah, we've done some things. But no matter what you do, like, there's still more to be done until it's done. You know what I mean? And, like, we've had success. We've won games. We're made it to the playoffs. We won one playoff game. Okay, let's win the second one. You know, I mean, we all train to win the Super Bowl. We don't just train to win a playoff game. We don't just train to make it to the playoff game. We don't just train to win a couple games during a season and go back into training. We train to win the Super Bowl. So until that's done, then the job is not.
You know, I'm very proud of this team and the way we, handled everything, handled adversity, handled, the season. And I believe we're going to be, playoff contenders for a long, long time.
I don't want to be on the up and down, that type of, so I think it takes consistency to continue to earn respect, to get you to be able to change the aura that's around this team. This is a start, and this is it's a cool start. But it's something that I feel with consistency and the right mindset and the right people inside of the organization, you can do things consistently that, you see and like, hey, like you built something here.
Hey, we'll be back. We'll be back.
It's been a journey for sure, and it's hard to think about everything, in the last 7 years right now, but I can't sleep after games anyway, so, I woke my wife up when I got home, and I just talked to her for like an hour in bed, just like all the things we've been through and where we're going, and it's special. It was hard to explain exactly what you wanted in a head coach, but you get Coach Stefanski here for a year, and it's like, that's what you want, From the outset, it's always been about the team. It's never been about himself or about one player or anything in particular. It's always about the team, and this year it's like, hey, we need to build off this. Like, this is something that we can build on. And the NFL is crazy. You never know what's going to happen, but you know that you feel good about the people in this building. And I hope we're all here together for a long time.
All right, not the fun meeting that we all wanted to have today. You know, the next thing you're all asking is what's next? What do we got coming now? I wish it was another week of practice. I wish it was another game. All right, it's not. So what's next is I want you to go for the fresh. I want people to reconnect with their family. All right, this has been a long year. Being testing every day here. I know a lot of guys haven't been able to see their family like they should in a normal season. So I want you to reconnect with your family. Okay, I want you to stay safe. I cannot tell you how much that it's important to me that all of you, as we scatter across the globe right now, that we stay safe. Now, there's a very, very real sense of disappointment. And there's a very real sting that I feel on my heart. And having spoken to a bunch of you guys today, I know you feel that too. And what I want you to do is grab that and hold on to that. That feeling of disappointment of coming up short, that will be our fuel going forward. Okay? It doesn't mean it doesn't hurt any more or less. It hurts like hell, and I'm disappointed, but I'm going to hold on to that. We also have to do this, as painful as this might be, and I want to put the blinders on and just focus on that game. We also need to reflect. Okay? We have to look back on the season that was. What I come to when I look back is I come to a place of appreciation. I asked you guys to work and put the focus on the work, and you did that. Every single day you did that, and I appreciate that. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate that.
Yeah, Mom! Yeah, Mom! Yeah!
All the departments in this building, think about all the sacrifices that everybody made to allow us to do our jobs this season. I sincerely want to make sure that I say thank you to everybody from that standpoint. You know, this is the NFL, and the nature of the beast is nothing stays the same. There will be new faces next season. But for this moment right now, look around this Zoom meeting, right, for this group, this is a very special group, okay? This is a special team. No one, I promise you, this I know, no one on this call will forget the 2020 season. That's impossible, all right? Too much stuff happened this season to forget it. Okay, we're all going to take something from this season that's going to stay with us. This journey has to come to an end sometime. It's coming to an end right now. And I just want you guys to know from the absolute bottom of my heart how appreciative I am of this group. Okay? Please, everybody, stay safe. Have a great rest of the day.
Let's go! Come on, dog pound! Louder! Louder! Ah, let's go!
Dan, we're in a good spot? Yes. All right. My name is Kyle Millen. I'm the Director of Scoreboard Operations. I've been with the team since 2006, and I'm responsible for the audio-visual elements at First Energy Stadium, as well as the in-game production that you see at home games, which includes the video boards, the audio system, the televisions, the back of house, and really putting together the show, as we call it, around the football game.
All right, Mike, let's see your move. Yeah, you're going to need to move it a little bit quicker. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
While we only play a number of Sundays in the year, this is really a year-round operation. We start planning in February for what we're going to do in the fall. So once COVID hit, our entire group immediately began working remotely. And we, fortunately, with all the technology in place, we were able to work on our machines here in the control room remotely through our desktops at home.
And for us, that presents challenges because we work on a scoreboard that's 190 feet by 40 feet in dimensions. And all of a sudden, I went from working here at the stadium where I could check my workout if I needed to see something and how it looked on our scoreboards, to then working on a very small laptop with a 15-inch monitor, which to me was quite a shock. And so if you make something that the text looks kind of small on your computer monitor, you have to keep in mind that it's actually going to be giant when it's in the stadium. But as time went on, you sort of got used to it. But at the same time, when we got back to the stadium, it felt so good to walk into these doors and actually sit down in the bowl and see your stuff up on the scoreboards. But we built the entire look for our scoreboard show during those 4 months that we were working from home.
If I could have everyone undivided attention for the next 15 minutes or so, we'll run through a handful of items and go through the script. Welcome to our game today against the Colts. Feel really good about where we're at as a football team. We feel really good about where we're at from a production standpoint. Production-wise, a lot of good things from the Washington game. We went through, reviewed everything, and we've gone through and made some adjustments, talked to some various people about some ways we can do some things better. But again, feel good about where we're at. Dial in, do your job, know your role, and execute well. And I think we'll be in a good place to help this team get a win here today against the Colts. On game days, we have a production crew that consists of between 50 and 60 people. We came up with a very robust plan and spent a lot of time trying to understand how we can operate and have the same execution, knowing that we have to work around the restraints that COVID has put in place. So we started by putting up barriers between everyone's workstation. Everyone in our control room wears a mask. Typically, our production meeting, we all gather around and we go through the script. And this year, we can't just gather in one space and talk through things. So we have to do that on headset. Everyone's at their workstations, on their headsets, and we're running through the script and talking. And you don't have that eye contact. You don't have that way to really communicate directly. You've got to do it over headset. So it's challenging and it's not ideal, but it's also necessary. And we recognize that, and we've adjusted, and the crew's done a great job of making sure they still know their assignments and they're still able to execute their job. It's a very much a team. We have a group of editors, animators, our full-time staff that help build all the content and build the show. And we really work hard to think through tools that we can build from a content standpoint to help us be aggressive on defense, to celebrate on offense, and to really create a great fan experience. 5, 4, 3, 2, bring in the music.
So my title is motion graphic artist, so that's just that. I do a lot of really cool things, like one of our features, which is Jurassic Miles, which I basically took Miles Garrett and put him into a scene from Jurassic Park where his favorite dinosaur, Spinosaurus, is kind of hanging out with him and busts out of the Jurassic Park gates to get the fans all pumped up.
The fan experience, part of that is creating a home field advantage, and we really tailor that show. So we script every minute of the game down to the second. While we have everything scripted, we move things around, and we really follow the action on the field. So we'll make sure that when it's a defensive drive, that we keep the fans loud.
Make some noise, dog pound! Let's go!
We really push the content to make sure it's aggressive and loud so that our opposing offense has difficulty playing here. Our fans are the most passionate in the NFL. And to now have 12,000, which, while that's less than a normal game, we know that that's an advantage to have them. And the noise that they make, you would think there's more than 12,000, what you heard coming out of the stands. We know how hard it is to get a win in the NFL. We know how hard the players work. And we really want to be an asset for them so that they know when they play at home that they have us as a resource. We want to make sure that we match that effort and that we prepare as hard as they do and that we are as ready as they are on game day.
Oh yeah! There you go! Looking good, baby!
Let's get it, babe. Let's get it.
Y'all ready?
All right, me too. So our crucial catch game this year came against the Colts. And one of the causes we get behind every year is cancer awareness.
All of us have lost someone to this disease. We all know someone that's battling this disease right now. So it really hits home for all of us. And then organizationally, it really hit home with the loss of Bridget McDevitt.
When we sat down to plan out what we wanted to do for Bridget, a member of our own Browns family, one of the unique things to today's game is that it was a 425 game. And with the 425 kickoff, the NFL timeline had additional space after the national anthem before the coin toss. And with that extra time, we were able to have the tribute to Bridget take place immediately following the anthem before the coin toss. So as soon as the national anthem was over, we went to a live shot of an LED display that we installed specifically for this game that had her name on it. And we were able to have that moment and really give it a prime space in our production because it definitely deserves that. As she and Ted are really a member of our Browns family, we know how important it is that they feel that, understand how much we were thinking of them and how much we were there for Ted and his family and their two girls. So very meaningful from the Browns family to do that for Ted and his family.
Today, we want to honor the life of one of our own, Bridget McDevitt, who is now resting peacefully after a battle with cancer. On behalf of all of the Browns family, Bridget, we love you and will always cherish you. Browns fans, let's celebrate Bridget today. Please rise and join us in giving her and all of those impacted by cancer a standing ovation to pay our respect, our love, and our support.
What Ted and his family mean to this organization and to see them hurting, really all of us were hurting. So to be able to win that game when we were honoring her memory, I think was just awesome.
Well, as part of this month's Crucial Catch recognition, the Cleveland Browns are honoring Bridget McDevitt, who passed away this Friday after a battle with neuroendocrine cancer. Bridget is the wife of Browns Vice President and General Counsel Ted Taiwang. Players and employees throughout the organization have been wearing T-shirts to honor Bridget's memory, and our thoughts, prayers with the Taiwang family.
Yeah, that Colts game, we talked a lot about how physical the game was going to be. We knew that it was going to be a game where you're trading body blows for 4 quarters. And so that was the game we made Jarvis Landry the game captain. And I told the team specifically, here's a wide receiver that throws his body around, that fights in the run game, fights for extra yards when he's got the ball in his hands, because we felt like that was going to be the game. It was going to be a mano-a-mano fist fight.
Jarvis is a player that has tremendous toughness, and I think he's represents what we really want to stand for as a football team and an offense in particular. His ability to play through injury and to play through pain is outstanding, and I've had a lot of respect for his ability to do that. It's not easy, but he definitely has enough mental and physical toughness to do so.
The catches they had in the Colts game were unbelievable. It's always fun to see. These guys are tremendous athletes and great receivers. When they come down with the ball like that on the tough ones, it reinforces to the quarterback, we got to give these guys a chance to make plays because they can't.
There we go, Juice.
Come on. Indianapolis in the lead. The Browns stuck at the Colts 2-yard line. Higgins, Landry, Beckham all out wide to the left. Cooper off the line to the right. Mayfield's got it on 3rd down. He pulls it down. He rolls to the right. He's firing into the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown. It's Kareem Hunt. Kyrie.
The running back room has been excellent, really. When Nick went down, that was a huge void to fill offensively. And Kareem's done a great job of filling some of that void. That's a room that's done a great job this year of next man up mentality, and they've all played very well.
Got it. We need it.
Not having Nick Chubb and Teller, big part of our offense. Dearness, Dontrell Hillard, Kareem Hunt, those guys got to show up. And I just feel like when a guy goes down, there's guys that got to step up. And when they're called upon, they got to show. So I feel like we have no room for error when things like that happen.
2 receivers right, 2 out wide left. Mayfield shotgun from the 15-yard line. He's back to pass, looks, throws, end zone, touchdown! It's Hollywood Higgins! He was wide open!
He was in the slot on the right side. There was confusion. They didn't know who was going to cover him.
And Hollywood Higgins posing with his teammates in the right corner of the end zone.
To get my first touchdown of the season, it felt amazing. You know, hard work and a long off season. You know, so you dream about it, and then once your time comes, it's just like, you know what, it's finally here. And to be able to walk that red carpet again, it's unbelievable.
Bring the carpet out there, boy. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's been exciting to work with these guys. They're all competitors, so that's why I appreciate and enjoy about coming to work with them every day and going out on the field and seeing guys make plays. That's your buddy on the side of you, so you know you go fight for them. And it's just been exciting all season.
We need that ball. We need the ball. We need the ball. Go get the ball. Come on.
Particularly with the defense, is obviously we're in charge of taking the ball away. And my job as a teacher and developer is to make sure that when that opportunity hits, that they're ready to go. And so the key to focus is like in the NFL, you got to catch the ones they throw you. And we did that.
Rivers back to pass, late pressure coming, steps up, throw, that's going to be picked off. They got it down the sideline. Picked off by Ronnie Harrison. It's a pick 6. Touchdown.
Yeah, Ronnie. Yeah, Ronnie. Yeah, there.
That's what we were doing, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that turnover margin really is the number one stat.
Condition in my life, I was worried about it when the decision wasn't made yet. Were we going to travel? Was that going to be allowed? So I was kind of comfortable with the decision. There were a couple of sleepless nights where I was wondering, do I want to go on the road with the team? Is it going to be safe? So it was comforting to know that everybody was thinking the right way.
On game days for road games, I get to the stadium at 8 a.m. It is me and 2 security people, maybe 1 or 2 people from the grounds crew. It is definitely eerie. It's definitely quiet. I don't mind it. I think it's kind of cool to be able to walk through. And then everybody else, you know, our engineer arrives around 9, and then the rest of the crew arrives around 11. We have a home gear and we have a road gear. Obviously, we're not using the road gear in 2020. It involves a lot of heavy pieces of equipment. All of our gear was in the home radio booth, and we essentially have to pack up everything, wheel it down to the national TV booth, which is our home away from home for the 2020 NFL season. The reason we switch booths is the TV booth is bigger. If we were in the actual booth that we use for home games, we wouldn't even be able to do what we want to do for road games. It provides us a ton of room. It provides us room where the guys can be socially distant, where they can sit at their own table. Everything's cleaned before we start. If someone uses a headset prior to the guys putting their headsets on at 1 o'clock, it's immediately cleaned with disinfectant wipes. There's a lot that goes into it, a lot of pieces and moving parts, but we've all had to adapt and take things in different directions, try new things. It's been a lot of trial and error. There's been a lot of sleepless nights, but we get it done, we get it set up, and you know, it's never a dull moment leading up to kickoff.
All right, this is Jim Donovan's mic. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I got you loud and clear.
Yes.
I knew this year was going to be different. What's normal about 2020? But I thought it was very important in cases where I was able to make it happen, you know, where it was drivable, where it was feasible, to be there.
Nathan normally on game day is our sideline reporter. He's our eyes behind the bench. He gets the injury updates directly from PR as things are happening. And he sees various things, formations, conversations that the team is having, coach and player, whatever the case might be, something that the average fan is not going to get. And even Jim and Doug and all of us up in the booth can't necessarily see.
I think it helps bring a better perspective to our audience, when it is possible, which is why I said, yeah, absolutely, I will drive so that I can be there and be a part of it and be the guy, that brings our fans, who I think are the best in the NFL, brings them into the stadium when they otherwise, couldn't be there. So I drove to Baltimore week 1, and Baltimore obviously would always be a flying trip, and same with Cincinnati. So I feel especially this year, I'm able to bring that stadium feeling to our fans that they may not be able to experience like perhaps they normally would.
All right, it's like 7:30 in the morning, getting up, getting ready, got all my stuff together, got my coat here. We're going with the velvet. It's hard to see, it's a little dark out, I know.
I can't even begin to imagine what Nathan is like traveling by himself. I hope that he's doing close to the speed limit when he's on his way to the games.
All right, next stop, Heinz Field. Let's go, baby.
When I'm driving to these games, yeah, you start to get fired up. But on that drive in particular, that one in particular, because it was short enough that you could have kind of that adrenaline rush, I was pumped up.
First sign for Heinz Field. Sign of the big game today. Cannot wait to get there.
Yeah, we were getting there, and I'd be like, there, you come over the hill and you see downtown Pittsburgh, and then you see the stadium. You're like, all right, let's go.
There it is. Heinz Field. We have arrived.
The excitement is there. I was fired up. By the time I parked at Heinz Field, I was pumped. And then you get out of the car, unlike normal games where you walk through, what's going to be 70,000 people, you're walking through what was going to be a few people, and you get there so early that the fans really aren't there. But, even the Steelers security people are, everyone's making a comment because it's the Browns and the Steelers, which only adds to the excitement and everything.
All right, so now we've made our way basically around the whole stadium. And now we should get to go in, and this is where I'll go. And I'll get my credential, my armband for what they call the operational zone.
So the operational zone is really kind of the front row in the stadium. So the stadiums now have that front row open, then they tarp 8 rows of seats up, so fans could only be, 8 rows away from me. But it really is that front row.
All right, it's a little bit of a crazy process, but we're in now. We've got our operational zone armband, and so I'm making my way over to the Brown sideline so that I can get down there in the operational zone behind our bench.
There are definitely challenges with it, but like anything in 2020, I would say, the word that AB and Stefanski is forced adaptability. And that's what we've done to still try to bring our fans the best possible experience that we can on game days.
Good morning here at beautiful Heinz Field. It is a perfect day, a crisp fall day for some football between the Browns and the Steelers. They're going to be tested in a way they've never been tested. And I'm looking out right now, Jack Conklin getting loose on the field.
We have been given the clearance that for the moments while we are on air, we do not have to have our masks on for those moments. And the reason is there is a muffling of your voice that occurs.
It's a barrier. They sound muffled. They sound a little muted. If you take a look at what TV does, those TV booths have 10, 12 people in them. Everybody's masked except for the play-by-play guy and the color guy. And that's really the gist of it. The reason why those guys, Jim and Doug and Nathan, don't wear their masks. And we do our best to, for everybody's sake, to keep our distance from those guys and make sure that we're masked up while they're doing the broadcast.
I mean, forget my career. It is literally the most bizarre time of my life. I mean, if you had told me last year that there would be a global pandemic and everywhere you went, people were wearing masks, it's like a science fiction movie. My kids are in school one day and then somebody gets COVID and then they're out of school the next day and they're remote learning. And, if you would have said that every kid in the country would know what Zoom was and know how to Zoom and be on, huh?
It's the most unique chapter of my broadcast career. I have to tell you that you're in an empty stadium calling a football game that is being played, most likely,
in pretty near an empty stadium because there are only a small amount of fans, if any at all. This is something that I don't think any of us will ever forget, but hopefully we'll be able to look back at it and say, well, we did it. It was something that really called upon different skills. We really all had to find different ways to do things, whether it's coming to the game or not going to the game or viewing the game, certainly broadcasting the game. But we got through it, and on the other side of it, it's something we'll tell our grandchildren about.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome in. It's big game time for sure. The Browns are in Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, week 6 of this NFL 2020 season. The Browns come into this big game against the Steelers at 4-1, winners of 4 games in a row. The Steelers are untouched so far. No blemishes. They're undefeated. You beat the type of teams that the Browns have beaten.